prepared to die as well as any Spaniard in the world.
You know what? Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know these Negroes out here die about anything, huh? We dare to die about any goddamn thing. So much so that we killing each other over pennies on the dollar. We unalive each other for nothing, for a color. That right there is enough. Hey, what you wearing? Hey, look, if you walk down this block by yourself and you got this shield of David on, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be some cats coming up to you saying, hey, they dropping the rates and everything. That's what they gonna do. See, we'll bang over a hand sign, we'll bang over a false nation, we'll bang over a color, we'll bang over a block. We be ready to die for anything. And your oppressors knew that. Imagine if you was ready to die for family. Imagine if black people in America would stand up for the Mexicans like the Mexicans stood up for us when we fled down into Mexico and they went to war against America. How strong would we be then? See, the problem is you allow white supremacy's propaganda to infiltrate your mind with Christianity and Catholicism. And what they do is they take your mind and they turn you against your own brother, man. Read more.
I do not know who will be in a position to resist them.
The white man knows he cannot resist black people. Listen, let me tell you something. If blacks and Hispanics were in our right mind and we were serving the Most High, there's nobody on this planet that can resist us. Look at the most powerful things we do. Hey, listen, I'm starting to learn that corridos music. That corridos, I'm telling you right now, that's better than rap music. That's better than rap music. I started listening to that music, bro, and I started translating what they say. They telling real war stories about what's going on in their communities. And I know you thought that the cartels, I know they on the left-hand side, but those cartels, they feeding the people in Mexico. They fight against the government in Mexico. They standing against oppression in Mexico. And you have been told that America done demonized these cats. And let me tell you something. Selling drugs is never a way to get it done. But let me tell you something I got to say about the Mexican brothers down there who's dealing with them cartels. Yeah, they beefing with each other, but they beefing with the government. They beefing with the government. And the Mexicans is looking at us like, damn, when y'all gonna grow some balls and beef against America's government? Seems like you just want to be American. And let me tell you something. If you want to win your Mexican brothers over, what you better had done was find out what makes a Mexican Mexican, and then you black people need to start trying to assimilate to what makes Mexicans Mexican. You can bridge the gap because Mexicans come over here in America, and you know what they do? They learn English. They learn English. You want to know why? Because they want to just relate to their brothers here, man. They see you. Don't think the Mexicans don't see you, black man. They see you. They know your plight. They know what's going on with you, and they definitely want to help you. But guess what? They already took the step. They fight so hard when they come to this country to learn English. Won't you just take some time out to really try to learn Spanish, man? So that you can meet your brothers where they at, man. That's why, listen, let me tell you something. We've been so divided by language and by false culture and by false religions, man. We got to be able to talk to our brothers, man. I want to learn everything Mexican. I'm telling you right now, all my Mexicans, all my Salvadorians, everybody out here that's under my voice, and you know that you've been oppressed by white people, you need to get with us and do it now, because America's making it hard to be Mexican in America anymore. It's damn near the only place where you'll be protected at in America to be Mexican is in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yohana, man.
Hey, Shalom Israel, what's going on? This is the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. You understand? What I'm about to do right now, I'm gonna show you the ISUPK Chicago School. Right now, we right here on Roosevelt Road. You understand? The school address is 9909 West Roosevelt Road. This is where you wanna come, follow me. First you wanna come right here, pull into the driveway. It's the parking lot of the school. You can park on any side. You even got parking in the back if it's full, you know? Park your car, and you want to come right over here to this door. You just want to come in the door, follow me downstairs. We got a door right here, but this is not the door to get into the school. You want to come to this door right here with the open sign on it. Shalom. Lord Christ. Yeah, you ready for class? Take a seat.
Shalom Israel, Roundtable of Truth interviews, you know what I'm saying? And today, got a very special interview, the water, if I could, General Muhammad, you know what I'm saying? Bless us with his presence right now. So first off, I want to say, General, how you doing so far?
I'm outstanding, Doc. How are you doing?
Kawakasa, I'm not too wild,
Good
sir.
to be here.
Kawakasa.
What can I do for you?
Kawakasa. So first off, I just want to say, you can talk about the New York cookout, what we got going on?
Listen, let me tell you something, man. So many years back when I was young in the truth, like I remember coming to a cookout in New York every year, brother. And I thank the Most High that this school is still here. We endured so much, so many attacks, so many vicious enemies with their hearts full of hate towards the Israelite school of BPK and what Commanding General Ayana has built out. And yet here we are. So here we are again, brother, in Harlem, having the New York cookout, man, with so many brothers and sisters able to come here and enjoy not only food, not only drink, but something that is extremely delightful to be able to enjoy each other. Here in New York, we're able to be with one another. And there's nothing greater than that. There's nothing greater than one another. We come together every year in New York, as well as other cities throughout the country now, but this was the first one. The New York cookout was the first cookout that the Israelite School of UPK ever had annually, and we're still having it today, and we're doing it for each other. You understand?
Sir, and that's heavy. What goes to my point about, I want to talk with you today about perseverance.
Okay.
Because that's something that Black people, Hispanics don't really have. We think we have a grasp of it. You know, I'm rich. I persevered through the hood. Now I can live in Beverly Hills. But it's something different with our brothers in the truth, and he stays in the hood, sir. If I could, if you could expound on about how to have perseverance and staying where you are.
Okay, the problem with perseverance, right? Perseverance comes against human nature, right? Human nature, if I feel pain, if I feel pain, I stop. Right? If I put my hand in fire and it hurts, I pull my hand out. If I'm hungry, I find somewhere to eat, right? To persevere, you have to continue in the thing that is hurting you. You have to keep doing it because you have to realize that there is great gain in the pain. So if I'm in Harlem, I get enough money, I'm leaving because of the pain of being in Harlem, the pain of being in Brooklyn, the pain of being in Mississippi, the pain of being in Alabama in Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. There's pain, suffering there. Well, the minute I can leave that suffering, I will, unless I realize there's a greater gain later. You understand? That's the key to perseverance. You forego temporary pleasure that is for today, and you trade that for pleasure that is tomorrow. And that's how anyone does anything. How do you get through college? You suffer. You go hungry. You work odd jobs so you can afford to pay books, knowing that I could just drop out, right? But I forego the temporary pleasure of dropping out for the day for the college degree to come later. How do you make it to the NBA, to the NFL, to become a champion in anything? I suffer for it. And to persevere, you have to suffer on it. And in One West, the Israelite School of UPK, under Commanding General Yohanan, we are experts in suffering. We understand how to do it, and that's why we persevere. You understand?
So that goes to my point, the truth. We're going through the pain now for the kingdom.
You're telling the truth, though. That's how it works. But once again, you're fighting nature to do that. Nature says stop when it hurts. Stop when you get tired. Stop when there's pain. You start arguing with your wife, you break up. She's unhappy with you. She leaves you. Nature says to end pain. Nature doesn't care about pleasure in the future. Remember Esau in the Bible, our enemy, the so-called white man. He came in the house hungry, in his dwelling hungry from hunting. And he traded his birthright for food he could have now. Right now, today. He hated that birthright. Why? Because that birthright was something you got later. You understand? He wants meat in his stomach now, not something you got to get later. But we can't be like him, who's a pervert. We can't be like our oppressor. We're going to have to be better men. And in the Israelite School of UPK, we raise up better men. I pray you understand.
So, sir. And my next question also, it goes into it also about I see it as temporarily pain.
Oh yeah.
You know, just going through your mom, your kids, your job. Right now, I'm in the truth. Right now, for as little time as I am, you know what I mean? I understand, listen to generals, captains, officers above me. Pain is something that's probably needed for us to go through.
I mean, if you want to achieve something magnificent, you want to do something that is amazing, it cannot be done without suffering. That goes anything. There's not a thing in this world that is worth doing, worth having, that can be attained without pain. There is not a thing. The kingdom of heaven is that thing. Kingdom of heaven, and when I say kingdom of heaven, a place where blacks and Hispanics are in charge, where we rule the planet Earth. Well, how do we get it if we don't suffer? How do we get it if we don't endure pain? We won't. We won't get it without suffering.
So if I may too, only with your grace, my next question, I just want to go into when you came into the truth.
Okay.
I don't know if you spoke about this. You know, I know your class, I watch all your classes about, you know, how you were in the past, but how it was when it finally clicked, like, this is the truth.
When it finally clicked, that's okay. I went through a process, man, because I was in the world. I was just a terrible person. I was a horrible, cold, angry person when I was in the world. Like, I was very violent, very harmful to my community. And so it took a while for me to click. But I remember one day I thought the Lord was going to kill me. I thought he was going to kill me. I remember feeling like not only was he going to kill me, but that I deserved to die. That might have been the day that changed it, because there was plenty of times when I was in the past when I thought this person was going to shoot me, and I would just stay up all night and watch out my window through the blinds. I would go to his house and sit in a car outside of his house because I thought he was going to kill me. And this is how I would go to his neighborhood with all my friends and try to find him, thinking I need to get him first because he's going to get me. But this time, I didn't feel like I could defend myself because it was against God, and I can't hunt him down. That it was God trying to kill me. I remember specifically thinking, I deserve it. This is not something I can stop with my aggression or my cunning. He was going to kill me, and there was nothing I could do to stop it, and I indeed should die for what I've done. And I believe that was the day that changed me. And I wanted to become someone that did not deserve to die. I wanted to be somebody that deserved to live. And I kind of, from coming to class those few times and seeing the brothers at that time, I think I had been to no classes. I saw the camp on the street. I watched the camp for 2 years. I would just show up every week at camp thinking those are some great brothers, but they could never let me in that group. I thought they would never let me in. That's what I thought. I thought they won't accept someone like me. For 2 years I did that. Then I remember that day when I thought I was going to die. Thought I deserved it, knew I deserved it, knew I couldn't defend myself, couldn't stop it, couldn't find him first, couldn't hunt him down before he gets me. And that day I remember thinking, I have to become someone that is worthy of being alive, someone that he needs. That was how it translated to my brain. Like, like anything, if you had a farmer, if you got a man that owns the land, what would make him let you work on his land? I'm a good farmer. I plow, I pick up the trash, I'm there every day. So he's not going to fire me because my employer needs me. And that is how it translated. Like, I'll just make myself necessary to God. I'll just always be around, always help, always show up. And in doing so, maybe he'll see that I have value and he won't put me in jail for 30 years. Or he won't kill me because I'll make myself valuable to God in my service. And that's what changed me.
So, sir, my last question, only if I may, making yourself worthy for the Most High to have the kingdom of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the brothers who's watching, a lot of brothers who's outside the school that watch every day, what can you tell them? What can they do to make themselves worthy?
You want to think about it not in a way that is magical. Think like any employer. That's it. And Jesus Christ gave those examples in the Bible about a husbandman and a farmer and the owner of land. You want God to need you.
I'm gonna take that as a
Hey, it's your own little crazy Israel, you know what I'm saying? Round table of truth, you know what I'm saying? And of course, today I'm accompanied by Officer 5000 Kazakh Ahmad. You know what I'm saying? I got the opportunity, I saw him, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it, you know what I'm saying? So first off, sir, you know what I'm saying? I just want to start off, you know what I'm saying? For brothers may not know, you was born in DC?
No, I was not born in DC. I was born in the Midwest,
Oh,
Illinois.
man.
You understand?
Okay.
Not too far from Chicago. You understand? And I ended up getting over this side of the country through Esau's military, the white man's military. But I'm glad I'm where I am. You know, I'm from 1 West 125th Harlem, New York. That's really where I'm from.
Because
That's where we all from, when you know the truth.
because. So yeah, I just want to say, you know what I'm saying? You really a known face in Israel.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to get like everybody else. You know, Captain Clyde, Captain Zaria, you know, Captain Shock. Them brothers been putting in work, so you know, I'm just trying to follow what I seen them do.
Right, and that's to the point too. You know what I'm saying? It was, even though you was in Esau military doing a lot of work in there, how did it feel from transferring from a white man army to literally a black man army?
Oh, brother, that's an excellent question. It was night and day. I wouldn't even consider what Esau has going on in the army. I think they're playing army. They just white men with it's a large militia. They're not an army. They're white men with guns. I came to the UPK, brother, the Lord's army. And I get to see real discipline, real structure, real order, and most importantly, what I couldn't find in the white man's army, real brotherhood. And so it was night and day. I had to watch my back in Esau military. I couldn't trust anybody I was around. The culture of it is real dysfunctional. You know, it's real dysfunctional, and it's not meant for our people to be in it. It's meant for Esau. Like, he thrives in those type of environments. Black and Hispanic men, we too sincere and too loyal to be in a toxic environment like that. We should be in the Lord's army where, you know, you're not gonna get taken advantage of and looked at as weak because you have loyalty and brotherhood. So it's a night and day thing.
What you're saying is, sir, is so heavy because in the white man's military, you got these little groups. They do weird stuff like fraternities.
Yeah, exactly
like fraternities, sir. So you got to shave your beard.
Yeah.
You got to do these little things. You know what I'm saying? They have an intercourse with all women in the barracks and all that.
Yes, they are.
And it brought to my mind because the UBK, you can never have a character like a white man ever.
That's right.
So everything we do, you know what I'm saying? We hold ourselves to a standard in the ISUPK. So I just want to say this. So there's a lot of brothers that's watching, that's in the military UPK.
Right.
There's a lot of brothers. So ever since you was one of the trust for Hebrew Academy.
Right.
You was there that day too.
That's right.
And I want to bring out too, all those comments like, y'all ain't gonna do this, y'all ain't gonna do that, y'all scared, y'all can do this for the white man.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say from having structure, how did it change your life?
It changed my life drastically in every way. I think the way I even wake up in the morning is different. It's like I wake up in the morning with a sense of purpose. In the world, brother, I prayed I didn't wake up. That was my life in the world. I pray I didn't wake up, you know, and I look forward to every time I went to sleep because life was hell. And the truth, brother, I'm praying to wake up to get the day started and what else I can do for the day. And, you know, I have a purpose that's greater than myself, and that's helping and fixing my people, God's people. And so, brother, it has given me a sense of purpose unlike anything I've ever done in my life. And that's how I know it's the Lord's work. It's not anything that any man can boast. It's the Lord's work, and he gave the helm to Commander General Yohana. He's holding it down. Yahweh Shimi Awasab Rakata. General Muhammad. That's our protocol, you understand? Again, militant.
You see that?
Like, General came in, right. General on deck.
Right. Exactly.
You understand it? That's what we do.
So next question, I want to move toward this now. Okay, will you be in the Army now in DC?
The white man's army.
The white man's army.
That's right, no sweat.
You know what I'm saying? So like now the white man's army is literally invading DC.
That's right.
So I just want to say, what's the experience going on? What's it like down there?
So what it is it's a political theater. They're not really there to stop crime because DC doesn't have any worse of a crime problem than any major city. But Donald Trump now has to distract everybody from the fact that he's on the Jeffrey Epstein list as a pedophile and a frequent flyer on the Lolita Express to that island. So, he has to go big to distract everybody. And one thing white people understand, and Donald Trump is very keen on this, is white people's hatred for blacks and Hispanics surpasses everything else. And so when all else fails, let's blame the niggas. These niggas, look at the crime. Look what these niggas is doing. Look what these Hispanics is doing. When really, the DC doesn't have a crime problem, again, worse than any other city. What they should do is send a National Guard to profile these white boys so they don't shoot up schools and churches. But they're not doing that because it's not about crime. It's not about law and order. It's about oppressing God's people. And so that's what's going on in DC. They scared to go into the hoods.
Yeah.
You understand? They scared to go into the hoods. You'll see videos here and there where they'll be in little small areas where we at, but they're not really policing the hood. They're scared to go there. So it's not about stopping crime at all. It's a show, it's a distraction.
Right, and also too, because sadly, you got our people thinking we need these FBI agents, we need these CIA agents, we need everybody to clean up our streets.
Right.
But this is what happens when you vote for somebody who's not of our people.
That's right.
Or voting period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like once again, sir, I just want to bring up the fact that that people that our brothers, we don't understand what the hell is going on at all. I know what you see that, so you could expound.
Absolutely.
When, if a brother could wake up, what should he do? Like, what should he see in his eyes if he can't realize already?
That's an excellent question. And to piggyback over something you said, to the Uncle Toms and the Stephen Fetchers that believe we need the FBI and the ATF and the DEA in our community, you don't understand. Our community is full of crime because of the FBI, because of the DEA, because of the ATF.
Okay.
The United States government is the reason why there's crime in the Black and Hispanic community. And the first thing a brother should wake up and realize is the white man is the devil. That's the first order of business. If he can just put that at the forefront of it, say, how Jewish people, they wear, it's called Teflon.
Yeah,
Jewish people, they wear them little boxes right here, the leather straps. Well, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans should figuratively wear Teflon. You understand? I'm not telling y'all go be Jewish.
Exactly.
Don't twist what I'm saying.
Don't do that.
You understand? You should figuratively have a box like the Jewish people have, and in that box it should be the white man is the devil. It should be at the forefront of everything you do because it will dictate how you operate. You can't get high when you understand the white man put this here to make you weak and destroy your people. You can't sleep with prostitutes when you understand he thrives off of crime. You can't murder your brother when you understand we have to join together and stand up against oppression. He wants us to hate each other. Understanding the white man's the devil is the first step. It's the first thing. You can't even accept being an Israelite until you understand the white man's the devil. You understand? You got to separate from white Jesus.
You're a black Marine or a black whatever in the white man's military, that make them want to kill you more. Mm-hmm. Like when they see the uniform on you, they get an extra disdain for you. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't understand why in the hell do you want to fight for them?
share them enough about your trials and tribulations, the things that you suffered through, and how to get out of that. That's your history. You don't need a white man to have no remembrances for it.
Yeah, man, if you chastise the child too hard,
Yeah.
you create trauma.
Yeah.
If you don't say nothing to the child, then you making them soft.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no way for a black man to be right even when he is in the house. Like,
white people that's out there that want to help black and Hispanic people, the best thing you can do is just leave us the hell alone.
They are all against you. They all want to destroy you, and the ultimate goal of all of them is to put you back into slavery and subjection.
Real Nigga University in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's get it. 1.
All right, clap it up. You understand? Shalom, Israel. This is another episode of the Round Table of Truth over here in Chicago. Unfortunately, Kamal Quad, he's not here right now, but he will most likely pull through. You know what I'm saying? The ISBK, we do so much work. You know, Kamal Quad and some of the other hosts are out there doing an event. You understand? Trying to, you know, build up the people or whatever the case may be out there because, you know, it's Juneteenth, a lot going on. So it's definitely time to, you know, use all the brothers and all the manpower we have to do something great for the nation of Israel.
That's right.
You understand? So Lord allow the brothers can make it here on time and all that good. But right now, of course, we here Friday night as per usual. Gonna break down a lot of things. But before we break down anything, we got to make sure to give homage to who homage is due. The one that deserves the most homage is the Most High in Christ. Right. The Most High, you understand? Give him a hand. You understand? We wouldn't be able to do anything without him. And that's the biggest thing we got to understand is that black people, Hispanics, Native Indians will never be great unless we start praying to the real God. You understand? The nigga God of Israel. Right. You understand? And right after that, we got to go into his right-hand man, the one that's sitting on the right-hand side of the Most High, which is Jesus Christ, is what you call him. But his real name is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. It's giving him a big hand. You understand? Through his works and his diligence, he's the reason that we were even given an opportunity to do what we do today in 2026 right. And after the fact. You understand? And then lastly, but definitely not least, the man with the plan on earth right now, the one that's making sure that we follow after the nigga God and nigga Christ, commending General Yohana.
That's right.
Without that brother's diligence, you understand, his tutelage and his faith in the Most High in Christ, none of us would be who we are today if we weren't given, you know, the instructions on how to be as our Lord and his son were or are. You understand? So we got a different crew today. Don't, you know, if I forget your names, don't be mad at me. He understand. He understands. So first off, to my right, my short right, we got Officer 5000 Kaziawan. Let's give him a hand. Brother, he's the medic in the school. He's the finance department in the school. You know, I know he regrets being the finance department. I tried to warn him. He didn't want to listen to my warning. He was a little overzealous at the time, and now he understands being the person over finance means you're always broke. Right. You understand? But his brother's doing a hell of a job. That's right. Then it's to my left. Y'all already know him. He's usually on the media crew, always doing everything he does. But today he's up on the front. It's Officer 5000 Arumawan. That's right. Make sure to give a brother a hand. Everyone knows he's usually on the ones and twos, but today he's up in the zeros and zeros again. You got to rock it out like that.
At least it's a later.
You understand? Exactly. Maybe later. You don't know. Is the next up we have Officer 1000 Mariah Allah. This is his brother making sure the school in the Chicago is always looking great and prestigious as it's always has been, and he's making sure it's kept that way. And lastly, but definitely not least, up here, usually you know him as a 6-man, but he ended up off the bench today. He understand. He's definitely gonna say a lot of words tonight. He's sitting in the right seat too. And he got a rank raise, and now he's just everything right now. Which congratulations, the brothers, rank raise as well. And this is Officer 1000 Mapataza. As you guys will understand, in the August 2nd, the chef of the Midwest.
Damn right. That's right.
You understand? That's definitely who you're gonna see coming up shortly. And of course, on the ones and twos a day, all by his lonesome, but he can handle it because he's a great brother, and he's a very intellectual brother as well. Officer 1000 Ra'ash Karad. So, of course, today we're going to get into a lot that's going on this earth and across Chicago and everything about that nature. So, any what's going on new before we get into any of the regular topics? Anyone want anything to say? Anything going on this earth?
I mean, if I may, you know what I'm saying? We had the Puerto Rican Day, you know what I'm saying, festival that the brothers went to. You know what I'm saying? We was out there making sure that we practice what we preach. You know, we ain't all that, and I don't even want to use the word preach, but we practice what we talk about. We trying to bring these tribes together, Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. And one thing I'm pretty sure you didn't see out there is the Christian church. They not trying to bring Black and brown people together. All they care about is bringing green to their pockets. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, big up to, of course, Captain Mall Quad, the Chicago camp. You know what I'm saying, for hitting up the Puerto Rican Day joint and making sure we showed our face to try to bring our brothers and sisters together from out there. So,
right. Secondly, if I got you, Aki. I got you. You know, so we also want to give a big shout out to Captain Ra'im. You understand? Because that brother out here, he's the one handling all the events departments in a lot of different locations. You understand, across the United States and maybe even outside the United States. That's that brother's office. I don't, take a deep dive so I can focus on my own endeavors. But that brother doing a hell of a job with these events. You understand? So we gotta make sure we give him the respect that he's owed or due. You had your hand up before, Mariah. Go ahead.
No, it's cool. I ain't know if we was gonna go over the 1-year-old boy being unalived by the police.
We there's not as much evidence as I would like to have out there as of right now. So when they start releasing more evidence, I think that'll be the prime real estate. Of course, it's a tragedy, as always, when a young baby gets unalive. But charging steadfast into something that hasn't even been investigated in its fullest could be dangerous. You understand? We don't want to make of course we don't want to be fools. We want to wait until the real evidence comes out before we start, saying this person was in the right or this person was in the wrong, because who knows right now? It's too fresh of a case. Mariah,
if I could, like Ramon said, about the Puerto Rican Day parade, there was no churches out there, because I was out there 3 days in a row. I know they was not there. You know what I'm saying? And also, what's so crazy? There was a brother, me, Officer Ra'ash Shire, was at the event. We had to move our cars because they was towing people's cars. And so as we sitting in the car, I don't know how this brother Ra'ash got the video, you know what I'm saying? It's an excellent brother. So as the guy was on the bike, a guy was driving, police officer didn't check the mirror. Police officer was going to make a U-turn and he pulled.
I remember I saw the video online. Yeah. It's because police believe they have all the power on the earth, to do whatever they want to do. They do that. They do what they want to do. Right. They believe they're above the law since they enforce the law. You understand? And because of that egotistical mindset, they are able to, run lights without having to worry about oncoming traffic. They're able to run through pedestrian sidewalks. Like we have police in Chicago all the time. They drive through the beach. Right. For what hell purpose you got to drive through the beach? Y'all could just walk through the beach or have your peon bicycle cops. Yeah, they got bicycle cops. Put the bicycle cops on the sidewalks at the beach. You don't got to drive through the beach. But at the end of the day, like I said, police, they do what they want to do because they believe they're above the law. Right. You understand? So they're able to do all these types of things because, blue protects blue. Yeah. You understand? And they've made that known. That's why Black Lives Matter became Blue Lives Matter, didn't it? Yes. So we definitely have to always remember that. But before I move on to the first topic, I want to say something about the Puerto Rican Day parade, because it kind of goes, it's really hand in hand with Juneteenth. It's so crazy that the Puerto Rican Day festivals and stuff like that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna hold off because I'm gonna bring this out during the Juneteenth event. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Juneteenth. Don't get it twisted. That's right. You understand? But it's more than just Juneteenth, because you can't leave out the other tribes of the nation of Israel. So we're gonna speak upon that as well. You understand? So first, let's get into the first topic. If I could, Rumble One, he's gonna be the one bringing up the Rumble One. He's gonna be the meat of today. You understand? Because I was going to be the Iowa alum of today.
Well,
Pop's not going to be the Mayad of today for sure.
That's why I said he in the right seat.
Mariah going to be the Yardana today. I'm telling you.
Iowa alum.
Nah, he's Iowa alum.
Oh, Khan.
Yeah, today Mariah is definitely the Yardana. He's going to say, he's going to sit back cool and say what needs to be said in the perfect moments possible in the slickest of ways. Yeah, this damn Raj is just going to be Raj as usual. But let's go ahead, Ramon.
Khan. So this the first article we going over. This is it. This is an article, but we also put it up on the screen.
So just read the topic of the screen. You can give a little bit of rundown of what it's about, and then we'll have Kazai won't read the
Khan. So it says children forced to perform same-sex kisses by LGBT activist teacher, then graded on the assignment. This story is coming out of Colorado. It's a school in Colorado, and he gonna read more on it where this teacher, a white teacher at that, a woman that was having her kids kissing each other as far as male on male, female on female, and it wasn't only that, it was also male and female, but it was also male on male, female on female, and this was a part of the assignment that this teacher was teaching in class, and she was doing it for quite a while until she, of course, she got caught. So he has the topic on it.
Now, before we even get to the article, I'm only saying this. This story needs to be talked about because we're in the middle of Pride Month.
Right.
June has became a month of sexual deviancy. You understand? Because America and all the things that they teach about love is love and God loves everybody, because the Christian church has been lying to us for so long. We believe in America. When I mean like just the American society itself, not us, obviously. You understand? Believe that it's okay to be with the same sex. If you're a man and you're a man, that's okay. If you're a woman, you're a woman, that's okay. That's what America is enforcing by throwing this agenda in our faces every year on June. You understand? The entire month, not even a day.
Right.
You understand? I got like when they. I'm not saying we don't advocate for any of these things, but they give fathers only one day. They give mothers only one day. They give the American freedom of when they got free from Great Britain one day. But when it comes down to being a sexual deviant, they get 31 of them.
Right.
No, 30. I think month of June has 30 days. 30. Either way, one extra day ain't gonna kill us. But that I got you. That's the craziest thing in the world. Like when they win wars, one day. When it's memorials, one day. But when it's about their propaganda and what they want to promote and how to make Americans be this type of way, they make it for a month. That's the most crazy part. 9/11 got one day, didn't it? You understand? All these types of days where they try to honor, remember fallen short. Memorial Day, one day. Veterans Day, one day. Labor Day, one day. All these times where they're trying to reverence something or someone that died for their sakes in America, it's just a day. But when it comes down to being a homosexual, they get a month just because they choose to sleep with the same gender. For what reason? Yeah, I'm not even going to go into the entire for what reason yet because we got to get to the article because it's an agenda. I'll let my pause you got it, and then I'll let you speak.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, it's heavy you just brought that out because they don't even have a straight Pride Month. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They gay people, I'm gonna say the LGBTQ community depend on men like us to make more LGBTQ people because they not making them. They not sitting down and what I'm saying, they having babies. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you were saying, they give Black History the shortest month of the goddamn year.
Right.
And then give a Pride Month 30 days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it was just heavy what you was bringing. I just wanted to piggyback off that. So
you definitely right.
I ain't gonna because he just said exactly what I was gonna say about them giving Black History, because we talking about how many months Black History Month, they give us the shortest month, which regardless, if they gave us the longest month, that the Bible is irrelevant. The Bible say a gift destroyed the heart. It lets you know that the whole fact of them giving you this is to destroy you even more. You know what I'm saying? It's just to destroy, just like this Juneteenth. You know how many I drive trucks for a living. You know how many people I watch today drive around with African flags on their car, not even knowing that they ain't even damn Africans. You ain't even an African.
Right. You're right.
They hate you. Africans hate you. But you riding around, here you go, making the Africans richer by buying their flags, or making America richer by buying their flags. When this, with Juneteenth, even if we did accredit it, it has nothing to do with Africans. Like that's just that's how destroyed we are as a people.
Right. No, you're completely right. So right before we get to this article, like what y'all saying is that they gave, of course, Black people a month in February, and they gave the rainbow community a month in June, and it's all about being prideful about the people that you are. And that's what's destroying us.
Damn right.
We don't understand when you read the Bible, it says pride go before pride is what brings destruction. Is paraphrasing. You understand? So they're making it so the rainbow community, they're so prideful because they're being destroyed because they're destroyed.
Right.
Black people, they get a month because we destroy. You understand? When we start embracing ourselves to that type of regard, we keep thinking we got to embrace the wickedness that we live. You understand? Because if that's the case, why don't white people have a month, a Pride Month? Why doesn't the Chinese or the Arabs or the Jewish or whatever the case may be, why don't any other races or sects of people have a month to celebrate their pride? Because they're making sure to focus on Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians.
That's right.
It's Black History Month, is it not? So obviously they're targeting Black people. You understand? In Pride Month, they're targeting, the rainbow community, but at the same time, we lead a big faction of that. So it's like it's a twofer. They hitting the straight individuals on February, then they're gonna and the homosexuals on February, but then they coming straight for the homosexuals that are already destroyed. They just making sure they ground and pound you. It's like a 1-2, a jab and a right hook. That's what they're doing. Before I go to Win Lana, because this is just so much. Go ahead.
Just real quick.
I'm
probably
passionate. I get it.
No, because what you said was, I'm sorry you saying the heaviest.
I'm sorry. Not really.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the only one that have months in America, period. You ever notice that they got the Mexican Heritage Month, they got a Native Indian or Indian Heritage. No, I'm saying months. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. But like you said earlier, you was like, the white man ain't got a month. They don't have to have a month. They got a whole year to themselves. Like you don't hear Chinese months. You don't hear nothing about none of these other heathen races or heathen people months, because they don't have to give them. They gave them their 50 acres. You look at it, you got Chinatown, they got 50 acres. You got Germantown, Germans got 50 acres. But Native American Indian and the Black and Hispanic, we have nothing. So what they give us to make us feel good, to make us feel like, okay, you got some, is you get a month. Yeah, you get,
to make us feel included, they give us a month or whatever the case may be. You hold your point. I'll let you can say it as long as you remember it. In the midst of the articles, we want to at least start bringing out the causes of what we're talking about. We rambling. It's heavy rambling, but it's rambling. Go ahead, because I want to leave in it.
Khan, CBS News. Colorado student reports same-sex peers were made to kiss during class assignment. Teacher fired.
What grade is this? If you look at the photo, I would have to say this is elementary school.
First grade.
Middle school, crazy work. It's elementary.
That's first grade.
This is first. Maybe it says first grade.
It looked like first and second.
This is definitely middle. This is elementary school between first and fourth.
And if you look at
that, that's the same size as my child.
If you look at that kid right there, it looked like at least
from here, the so-called maybe brother back then.
Yeah, and then if you look up, he got it's something right there. But if you look up, it looked like a Hispanic kid at the top. I think it's a little gray. Raj, if you can move that grade.
Does the article say a specific grade? If the article doesn't say specific grade, just by the photo alone, we can at least assume that we talking about elementary school, school and kids. It's fine because I'll keep handling it. But
Khan. Denver Public Schools board members voted unanimously May 20th to dismiss a 50-year-old foreign language teacher following a district investigation and an independent review into students' complaints about a class assignment. According to One student told an NEC chemistry teacher about the skit in April 2024.
They tried to water it down by a skit.
The student was very uncomfortable and did not know what to do. The report stated she went ahead and kissed another student at Honka's direction. The student then shared a digital meme with the chemistry teacher that included a picture of Honka and the captions, she makes girls kiss. The meme had circulated amongst the students.
All right, so I think it's probably the most we need out of it. At the end of the day, what this is showing, of course, they're going to try to bring it down to individuals doing this and doing that.
Right.
But this is the type of things that happen when you start bringing sexual edification into young children's lives. Like they're making sex ed something like sex ed was something I had at like 8th or 9th grade. And at least in my school, when I was in like 2010. He had to say, I gotta get I'm getting up there with y'all niggas. But at the end of the day, like they used to have sexual education when you actually are experiencing like those type of urges. Yeah, you're hitting puberty, you're becoming interested in the opposite sex. # opposite.
Right.
You understand? But that's what it made a little bit more, at least it made a little bit more sense. They're introducing sex education into kindergartens and middle schools and elementary schools out that order. Of course, things like this are going to happen. You understand? And not only, of course, but then they bring in the whole lifestyle that it's okay to be with a boy and a girl and a girl.
Right.
And then you have proactive believers in the rainbow community. They're going to, of course, push their agenda. If like I don't want to do it, but I think I might need to play that same nasty song that I played on the class on Wednesday. You understand? Whether I don't want to do it because that was just Satan to my ears. But at the end of the day, like the homosexual, the gay movement, the rainbow movement is all about conforming your children.
Yeah, right.
So they're attacking the children. And if you get dismayed by being an adult and you're discussing lusts, that's because you just an evil bastard.
Right.
You understand? You don't have no discipline. You just confused and you just being a person that lusts after anything that moves. You understand? But at the end of the day, the whole movement, I got y'all. Yeah. At the end of the day, the entire movement is about coming for your children. Because once they give the children the idea that it's okay to be in that community, rainbow, then when they grow up, they're going to be adults. Right. When they're adults, they're going to teach those children and so forth and so such. And now being a heterosexual is going to be the difference. It's going to be a minority. Being a heterosexual is going to be a minority if they teach it's natural to do this. Oh, I'm born this way. Damn lie. We're born with zero sense. We're born with zero capabilities. We lay there, cry, poop, eat, and sleep when we're born. We're not born a homosexual. We're not born a heterosexual.
Right.
We're born just a meat sack that poops, sleeps, and cries. That's what we're born at the end of the day. You understand? And we get taught. That's why the scriptures say, raise up a child in the way they should go. Right. You got to teach children what you can and cannot do, how you should live or should not live. We're not like not Lil Wayne. Kanye, was it Kanye West? Yeah, no, Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade saying, I learned from my child. You learn from your child because you an idiot. You're not a real parent. That's what America teaches you, that all wisdom's good wisdom. That's a lie.
Yeah, right.
You understand? Ask Adam and Eve. If all wisdom was good wisdom, ask Adam and Eve. They went and learned and got the fruit of the tree of good and evil. Was that good wisdom? Because they brought death into the world. So all wisdom's not good wisdom.
Yeah, right.
You understand? All experience is good experience. I've heard people say, I just want to try crack once. I've heard people say that. I used to say that in the world. When I was 16, 18 years old, I thought that way because like you only live once.
Right.
YOLO was the phrase in my youth. You understand? Of course, I did not thanks to the mercy of the Most High, I didn't do that nasty garbage, but that's what America teach. Right. You understand? You live once, so just try everything. Okay, well, say that to the people on crack cocaine and doped up on the streets and can't keep their teeth in their mouth. Did that one good experience turn out great? No, because not all wisdom is good wisdom. You understand? Because I want you had it, then I got you positive.
No, I just wanted to, if I
You
could.
piss me off.
No, if I could, I
mayhem me. Hey, when you see
kind of
that
what kind?
mayhem,
I got the spirit of cat bug on
you
today.
got the spirit of mayhem.
Yeah.
No, if I could, I just wanted to piggyback off what you're saying, but I want to piggyback off of it with this actual article, because what you were saying about how they're taking your children and they trying to teach them the LGBTQ lifestyle. The paragraph in here says, one student interviewed directly in the independent review also testified that Hunka is the teacher. She's the one who's
crazy
the
name.
teacher of the class.
Honky.
They was close.
Get us banned now, man.
Oh yeah.
Hunka always selected
right.
Hunka always selected girls to act in the skit. Despite a nearly 50-50 split among boys and girls in the class, the student could not recall Hunka choosing a boy actor. This student refused to participate and testified that she received a 0 score for the grade on her assignment. And just goes to show you that you can tell that her fetish was girl on girl. Of course, this is her class, right? She's teaching other girls how to be just like her, how to be the LGBTQ, the lesbian or whatever she is, just like her. She don't care about 2 boys because the lifestyle that she lives is what she wants to replicate again with these kids. And you know, with this student testifying this, you can tell that the demon that's on her is it wants to go on to other little girls like that. You know what I'm saying? In Blacks and Hispanics, your little daughters is in these classes.
Right.
So what you need to do is make sure you teach them how to avoid, just like this little girl who took the 0, take the 0. Just take it.
Take the L.
Yeah, just
take the L. One sec. What you saying so heavy, I gotta bring it one more step further. That honko lady or whatever, that nasty devil and her disgusting lusts, she's not only about being a girl on girl or boy on boy, she's about children. She's about the P word. I don't know what we can say. We can say the word. Yeah. She's about pedophilia. That's what she's into. You want to know why? Because majority of, I'm not saying everyone, but majority of the lifestyles of the rainbow community were all touched when they were children. You know, they had an adult take advantage of them in their innocency and their youth and took advantage of it. That's what she was doing. She was taking advantage of other people's kids to take hold of her disgusting lusts.
Right.
Not only it just happens to be that it was in the rainbow community lifestyle. It just happened to be. If she was a heterosexual, it would have been the boys and the girls intermingling. You understand? But her herself, by being a homosexual, she focused on the young girls. Because back in the day, I guarantee you, it was her in that hot seat with her maybe mom or her niece or her auntie. You understand? Or it could have been an uncle. Like it's usually an uncle. Yeah. But I'm the crazy thing is, even now I'm saying that it's usually an uncle because that's a stereotype that's given to men. Uncles aren't the only ones doing the evil acts to people's children.
That's right.
You understand? When it comes to sexual deviancy, it can be any sex of individuals. You understand? Women do the same thing men do, and usually when they do wickedness, they do it different. You know, they more cunning when they wicked. You understand? So it's possible because we treat women to a different standard as men. We don't hold the women that do these evil acts to the standards that we held men to. That's why it's always the uncle this, the uncle that, the stepdad this. It's the same thing with the aunt, same thing with the niece, same thing with the grandma, same thing with the stepmom. They can all be disgusting bastards as well. This is the proof. You understand? We learn these things in America because we have been given to a wicked type of people. And that wicked type of people is the so-called white man and the oppressor he is and she is.
Right.
And because of the Christian church and civil rights, we've learned their ways. and we've adopted them to ourselves, and now these things happen to us. I'm not this story, of course, this is a white woman doing this, but thing is still happening in the Black community, Hispanic and Native community, because we believe being them makes us better, but being them makes us worse. Go ahead, Mapasa.
No, I just, that's heavy what you bringing out. I just wanted to say, okay, if it's, they should put this in the school systems sometime, a few years ago, sometime back
yeah. I think Obama legalized same-sex marriage in 2016.
Right.
That's a decade ago.
I'm talking about as far as
school
putting
system?
it in schools.
The school system, I believe that was around the 2019 mark.
Okay.
You know, so when they were I wouldn't say they didn't put it into this lower of a class of schooling, but they started bringing like the strippers and the homosexuals up in there and trying to teach what was it, like drag. They started bringing drag queens into the mix,
right?
And that's when it started, men playing to be women. But go ahead, finish your topic.
No, my whole thing was, okay, y'all want to teach kids about this alphabet community. Why don't we start with Sodom and Gomorrah first then? If that's what you want to teach kids about. Let them see what God feels about it, and let them see the end results of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't push it on them like this just all fun and games. It's all play, hee hee ha ha.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let them see what this lifestyle ends in. Let them see what God feels about this lifestyle. Let them see what God did to a whole goddamn city of people. Nation. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Kingdom might be the best word.
So like, go ahead. The water, sir. If
I
I
was done.
Right. Oh, Salak. Like we worry about so many things in our life. Like, of course, you got kids. I got a lot. Everybody at this table, of course, almost everybody at the table got kids or whatever. But we worry about what happens when our kids ain't in front of us. Like, what are they? We got a slave. We got to do all these things in this slavery that allows that has us to do so many things without being able to be responsible what happens in these classes.
Right.
Now, it's kids in that class right now. The parents didn't know what was going on. Now you got to ask yourself this. When Commander Junior Hunter tell you that it's so important to get your kids in class, what I mean by in class mean they can go to that little school right there, but they got to get. It's like they got. Let me finish this statement. They got to be in this class as well. The ISUPK, and it's so important for them to do that because here's the problem: they can go there, but I raised a kid that was in a different household and had to come to my house. Every time she came to my household, what did I have to do? I have to reprogram her because, of course, where she was at, her mom might say something different. Then when she come back, I gotta say, no, you can't. No, ain't no bacon, ain't no pork, ain't none of that. It's out of there. Like this is how we doing. Like our kids when they go to schools. My son had to tell me they trying to feed me pork for breakfast. I said, what? He said, yeah. I told him I can't eat pork. I had to go up to the school and say, y'all ain't got no other options outside of pork. Right. Oh no, not right now. I said, y'all need to make another option because now my son got to sit here and watch everybody else eat pork. These schools are diabolical. And you think they did bad to the Native American Indians when they had them in them charter schools? They still doing it. It just ain't the Native American Indians by themselves no more. It's all of us now. They got your kid eating pork in school, having heart attacks at 40 years old when you're supposed to be alive at 40. Healthy.
Prime is 30, 33.
30, what?
Yeah, like 7 years later, you got diabetes and heart disease.
At 40 years old.
Unless you're LeBron.
LeBron pays $1 million a year to focus on his health.
Yeah.
As we don't got that type of resources.
Right.
Yeah, he do. We don't. For playing the kids game. Yeah, the example. What you saying so heavy, Ramon? That's why the so-called white man is such a devil he is. Because he makes it illegal in majority of states to keep your kids out of public school.
Right.
You understand? You're not allowed in majority of the states in the United States to teach your kids or keep your kids out of their public schooling systems or private school systems. They have to be in a school under the white man's tutelage or America's tutelage. You understand? You're not allowed to homeschool majority of states. When I mean majority, I mean the number for pro or you can't do it is less than more than you can do it.
Right.
You understand? That's how it's called indoctrination.
Yep.
They force this upon the kids and they cause a divide between the youngins and the parents that are supposed to be the leaders.
Right.
You understand? Well, I was taught this in school. I was taught that in school, but you tell them something different. And now the kid has a double mind already. It's like he's being co-parented by two individual factors, two different households. The household that he goes home to and the household of the white man's indoctrination. So now it's hard for them to divvy up what's real and what's life. And it's even worse on the fathers in the house side. Why? Because there's only 2-3 people in the home fighting for one cause, but then there's every teacher, every kid, everybody else fighting on the other hand side. So you look like the losing side. Right. Because you look like the losing side, they're gonna pick the winning side, which is the one that has the majority. Because in America, the majority has always been ruled as the winner.
Yeah, right.
You understand? And that's how America runs, by fooling you because there's more people there. But when you go into the Bible, the Lord said he chose us even though we were the least in amount of people when it came down to a nation. Israel's the youngest nation on the earth, but we're still the best. And that will never change. You can't take that from us. But what they can do is try to make it so you don't believe you have that capability. You understand? And that's why the devil is who he is. That's how he got Adam and Eve out the garden. You understand? That's how he fooled the entire populace on this earth to believe Jesus Christ was a white man.
Damn.
The entire earth. They got statues taller than damn near the same height as Mount Everest in Cuba. Cuba?
Yeah.
In Cuba. I believe it's Cuba. You understand? Where he's up there and is on the mountain cliff facing the ocean. Brazil, thank you. I knew it was one of the northern tribes. You understand? But at the end of the day, that's how he does it. He gets you because you believe in numbers. Numbers make people think, well, if more people are here, it must be right. But why do they have the term the black sheep? The black sheep. Because that black sheep had the courage to defy the masses. And that's what Christ did. Christ was the so-called black sheep. But that still's in the spirit.
Right.
Christ was the real black sheep. You understand? He went against the masses in Rome. He went against the masses on the earth and taught blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians who they truly were and how to follow the real black sheep God.
That's right.
You understand? Just think about it. Christ was the real black sheep.
Right.
If I may, sir.
Let me Mariah had his
okay, sir, but you bring it out so goddamn heavy, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring it a scripture and show them what God think about this. This is the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 32. Who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. That's all I'm
gonna say. You're right. You understand? The ones that are so entitled and prideful, they enjoy the things that bring them to their destruction. Pride month is called Pride Month. When you go to the Bible, pride goeth before destruction.
That's right.
You understand? When you are a prideful bastard on this earth, I feel like we're spending too much time on this. But when you're a prideful bastard, like they are in a rainbow community, you're asking for a disease called AIDS.
That's right.
You're asking for a disease called herpes and other STDs and whatever, all the other type of D's and the S's out there that exists. You understand? I follow, the Most High. I don't deal in that type of lifestyle, so I don't know all the terminology. But at the end of the day, that's what you're asking for.
That's right.
You understand? The scriptures say that blood shall be upon you when you try to do these things. You understand? And when you do these, when your blood's upon you, that means your blood is an enemy to your body. And when your blood is an enemy to your body, that means your lifespan has been drastically decreased.
Right.
And when it's drastically decreased, it's a wrap. These things ain't curable. You understand? When your blood, the thing that keeps you alive, is fighting against you, it's only a matter of time. But because we've been living in a community that believes in your pleasures in the moment instead of your longevity, of course you're going to run into these problems.
Right.
Because you're so quick to get... Majority of these people only getting 2 minutes satisfaction, and then they got 30 years of suffering because they put they manlyhood inside the wrong hole. Just letting you know.
Wrong hole.
The wrong hole is facts.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't gonna let you speak on this, Mariah. You're gonna say something. You're gonna say something out of pocket.
No, I'm not saying, I just want to say, one of these days, or one time, could you play that video, that commercial, the HIV video?
You'd have to find it. I'm not sure. There's somebody
it's just
because I wanted his hand up
it's just a commercial
earlier.
Yeah, I wanted to pick.
You'd have to find it and send it to someone.
You said this a minute ago, but I just wanted to piggyback off.
I'm a little long-winded.
I know. No, you said it earlier in this topic, but you were saying it's gonna come a point in time where the LGBTQ community is gonna be far more greater than the heterosexual community, and I just wanted to
in number,
and I just wanted to bring this scripture out only because it speaks on it's on topic. Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold. So he's saying in this time he's going to make men more precious than fine gold, because you're not going to be able to find a man to be able to be a father to your children, a husband to his wife, a brother to his brother, because in these days you're going to kill your brother. You're gonna abort your kids, and you're gonna divorce your wife. In these days now, the ISUBK and the men in the ISUBK are like gold, because a woman will never find a man that is like us, that will build up our communities and make us better as a people, unless you come into the school.
Yeah, right. Like you saying, like I gotta hit one more part on that. Like you're saying, I'm sorry, no, because he left on the main part. You know, he said people doing this, people that. These brothers out here too busy putting their shit in things that don't belong in.
Facts.
Which is other men.
Facts.
Women out here scissoring and using rubber rods isn't gonna do anything. Right. The problem is that we're gonna stop procreating at the rate we're supposed to.
Facts.
Right. Procreation, the scriptures say, be fruitful and multiply. You understand? You ain't multiplying in your man's behind. You're not. The scissoring of your two lips ain't not procreation. You understand? They think sperm banks and all this thing is gonna keep us alive. No, it's not. You understand? The Lord's gonna make all you wicked people barren.
That's right.
And that's what you deserve.
Fact.
Because you don't need to be raising children. You don't deserve to even have a fruitful life, because you want to live an unfruitful life.
That's right.
Procreation doesn't come with man and man. Procreation doesn't come with women and women. So how are you gonna be of the same type of way that God wants you to be fruitful and multiply? You understand? So borrowing semen. That's the most wicked thing I could ever think of. You don't know who, and they don't even tell you who it's from. They don't tell you if it's Chinese, Japanese, Arab, white man, Hispanic man, African. They don't tell you none of that. You just say it's white, it's right.
They want good hair. All they want is good hair.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Okay, last thing, and we move into the next topic.
Yeah,
come on, Six Man.
Just to piggyback off what y'all was saying. And the thing is, we need to be educated on these topics, because one of my favorite rappers, Easy, he died behind AIDS, and he thought, as having a nigga with all this money and this fame and glory, he thought you could only get AIDS by sleeping with men, not knowing that you can get this by putting your rod in women that's been infected as well. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So we need education on these topics, but not the education that the school system is giving them. You know what I'm saying? You need righteous education. You know what I'm saying? The real education. Like I just said, you want to put the LGBT. All right, cool. You want to teach about the LGBTQ community? Show what God thought about the LGBTQ community in Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? Put what we put what, you know what I'm saying, what can really happen to us as a nation if we all just really fell into the LGBTQ community. Right. You know what I'm saying? Damn right. Look how many hospitals and graves be filled up by us just not knowing. You know what I'm saying? Scriptures say, my people die for lack of knowledge. And this is one of the lack of knowledges about this community that we dying in right now today.
Facts, man. Right. All right, next up, what we got, Ramon?
All right, the next topic we got coming up. We got a podcast that went wrong. Some brothers was talking, and it's a sister came on. She became a monster toward the end of the podcast. So we're gonna play it.
Do you talk to him like this? Do you talk to him like this?
Like what?
The water. You started from the beginning.
No, I get it. Instagram is stupid by doing this.
I hate that.
You talk to him
So
like this?
that's why it's important for
But
him
do
to
you
be
talk
that
to
kind
him
of
like
partner
this?
for me.
Do you talk to him like this?
Like what?
Like how you talking to us right now? Do you talk to him like that?
You over talking.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of women.
Yeah, tell me you talk to him like
I'm
that.
gonna tell you something.
And you expect him to be a ride or die for you.
Can I say this? I ain't gonna say a lot of
Believe
women.
you.
I was sitting here listening. There's no way in the fuck, because I done dealt with this.
Me
There's no
too.
way in the
Me
fuck.
too.
I'm gonna sit here and take you serious when you doing this shit to me. I got a mama. Or had. I don't need another mama. I need a partner.
Yeah.
My partner in business or anything ain't gonna talk to me fucked up and make me feel this big.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to touch on something you said earlier. I'm glad you went in like that. I want to touch on something you just said a few minutes ago. We're getting here.
Yeah.
We're getting here.
First of all, I don't want y'all to think that by me bringing that up, I'm talking down on my man. I'm using it as an example because I know that's how a nigga would do. A nigga would take the slightest little thing you say and try to make like I'm trying to belittle my man in front of here. No, that's not what I'm doing. What I am doing,
telling you how we feel
Like if I may real quick, so like if I may it just look, the way this sister couldn't even let these brothers talk, let you know that she dogging her damn her guy, whoever her guy is. I'm gonna tell you, this sister right here is destroyed. Her man is mad as hell every time they go through. I've been married for a long time. Right. I know what arguments look like.
Years?
I've been married for going on 15 years now.
That I'm only asking that because that's what we do in the ISUPK is we keep families intact.
That's right.
You understand? You understand? Without the wisdom of the Lord, brothers wouldn't be able to. Of course, I know you didn't come in for 16 years ago.
No.
But the fact of the matter is that without the wisdom of the Lord and the understanding of how men and women operate, marriages like that would never happen. You understand? Most people been getting divorced after 3 years.
Man,
to even get, I'm going to get back to your point. Today, I had a sales rep come to my crib trying to sell me, some home security stuff, which I felt weak to it, and I like to make sure my house is good. Yeah. So I don't mind spending a little bit of bread. But at the end of the day, he was like, "How long we've been together?" I told him 6 years, and he was like, "What's the key to doing that?" Like 6 years to me doesn't feel that long. But that means that goes to show the society makes it as if marriages don't last that much. I understand if if I said 10, 12, 15, cool. But I just said 6. Like 6 years is not a very long period of time. And my time perspective, on my time clock. But he's like, how do you even do that? I said obedience. First, of course, he made a joke. And the crazy thing, he made the joke, but he's really serious. He said, so you always make sure to listen to your wife. That's what that was his reaction. And I said, oh no. I said, she listens to me. That's how this operates.
Right.
You understand that's got to be well known. I laughed at his little joke because right now we handle a business or whatever the case. But no, I said she listens to me.
Damn right.
That's how we keep this marriage going. Not me listening to her.
Damn right.
But go ahead, finish.
So like that's heavy what you said, out of one. And like it's so heavy because if we sit back and realize what the white man have done to our woman, you look at this video and you might say, "Oh, this woman, she's a monster. Right. She's a straight up monster." But where did she get it from? Yeah, your father, the devil. You know what I'm saying? The white man, they didn't just put triggers on guns; they put triggers on women. Look at her. Her tongue is a trigger right now. As soon as he said a word that she didn't want to hear, she took off.
Right.
She was not guns. Ain't the only. Here's the crazy part: the white man don't need a gun to combat black men. He used our women to do it.
Right.
He's using our women to do it. Unless you got the wisdom that Commander Jim Yohana gave us, you don't know how to combat the black woman in America right now. You don't even know what to say to them because when they start ratting and raving like they doing right now, a lot of men in the hoods, what they want to do, they're gonna want to grab them by the neck instead of knowing what to do. Instead of knowing how to present themselves and say, you know what, you just chill out. You know what, I'm gonna step off for a second. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna step off, period. You know what I'm saying? And when it's time, I'll be back. Because here's the reason, the whole point of you leaving and coming back is because you don't choke a sister that's monstrous. You don't put your hands on a woman that's monstrative. The Lord gave you a diverted. He said, just you know what I'm saying, step out and go kick it with Mpatazai. Go have a drink with Mpatazai for a second, and then chill. Y'all talk about it. Y'all have or go with Cap Lamont. Hey, Cap, how do you feel about this? He gonna give me what I need, the directives to go back to my household, because a lot of men don't know how to go back home. They gonna go back home with that same, mentality that they had before they left. She was talking that shit before she left. Now you got to go back home with that same thing.
Like what were you saying is so heavy. Women like this are the same ones that show up to reality TV shows and ask, why can I not keep a man? Why does my boyfriends always leave? Is because you don't know how to shut the hell up.
Right.
You understand? For a man, for all black women out there, Hispanic, Native Indian, I got you. Women out there, men are afflicted by so many things on this earth that you will never understand. You understand? Because we supposed to be y'all providers. We gotta take care of y'all, but you don't understand the afflictions that we gotta face every day. And there was a study, there was a video. I wish we could pull it. You understand, where sister was talking about when a man goes out, he's getting oppressed by his job, and oppressed by his employer and so-called white man and that, and he brings that oppression home and he lashes out on the woman. But it's the same thing on a other scale. Women, you've been learned that you got to be as like a man. Independence has feminist movement and independence has made women believe that for them to be strong, they need to be like a man. They need to talk like a man, yell, scream, overcome, and all these different types of things, as well as apparently be naked. I don't know how they squeak that through the system. You understand? Being strong and independent as a woman, they gotta have less clothes. You understand? That's insane to me. I love, it's a love-hate relationship with the gym. You understand? I love going to the gym to work out, but it's like, why are these women naked? They don't need to be naked to work out. I'm fully clothed. I don't need to go flex in front of the mirror in the gym. I can flex in front of the mirror in my crib. You understand? You just trying to show out with the gym, but that's a whole other topic. But at the end of the day, sisters like this, they're the ones that create fatherless households.
Right.
You understand? These are the sisters like this that are leading our children into a plethora of black on black crime.
Facts.
You understand? So I ain't gonna hop on this too long. Go ahead, Mabazo.
Yeah, I just, you know what I'm saying, because what y'all was bringing out was so damn heavy. You know what I'm saying? Women, like you say, the brother just said, women like this get on here and ask, why am I single? You know what I'm saying? Because there's an unjust balance in the households that you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? A masculine man don't need a masculine woman. He got enough masculinity for the whole house.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He, the just balances, you know what I'm saying? Masculine, feminine. You know what I'm saying? If both masculine, then it's hitting the scale too hard. And not a masculine outweighing ain't no all masculine, no femininity in the crowds. It's not gonna work out because a man don't want another man. You know what I'm saying? A real man don't want another man.
We in pride month.
A real man don't want another man. And you know what I'm saying? Even though she a woman got a box between her legs or whatever, what makes a man not want to deal with a woman is her masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? Like you not finna deal with a woman that and super loud and clamorous, and you just came from the slave. You know what I'm saying, to provide for the house. You know what I'm saying? A man to go sleep in his car for a few months and get himself together and go get his own crib before he deal with that. And the scriptures even tell you that a man would rather deal with go dwell with a lion than a clamorous woman.
A dragon.
You know what I'm saying?
Dragon, boy.
Slack,
like what you're saying so heavy, Bazaar, is that the Christian church is so disgusting and vile. They tell you every human being has a feminine and a masculine personality or spirit. You understand? Saying that our left brain has this type of spirit, our right brain has this type of spirit. Nah, people. You just have a brain. Your brain's a brain. Don't try to put a spirit on the left hand and right hand side of my brain. Right. It doesn't make sense. But when they try to do that, they try to make it so it's like an acceptable way to say when you're gay. or when you're homosexual. You just more left brain because you just embracing your femininity. Or you more right brain, you embracing your masculinity.
Right.
Like that's a lie. Each side of your brain doesn't have a specific gender,
right,
or spirit upon it.
Right.
Your brain is just one thing that works as a whole. If one side might do this, and the other side helps you do that, cool, fine and dandy. But it's not going to help you be a specific type of spirited person when you come down to your sexuality or how your demeanor acts. You know, your demeanor comes from the things that you go through in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Some brothers become more strict and stern when they're put in positions of power. You understand? More other individuals become a little bit more soft and meek if they've been put in positions of fealty. It's just a life that when you live that creates the demeanor that you have.
Right.
You understand? But because of America gives you so many avenues and so many types of spirits and religions and beliefs and ideologisms and all this type of things, you're confused from the moment you get into the public schools.
Right.
You confused when you start joining the Christian church. You're confused when you go to the Roman Catholic Church and the Islam and Judaism, because they teach so much nonsense. You confuse 24/7, not knowing who the hell you are.
Right.
And that comes from where? Captivity.
Yeah,
being a slave to the people that enslaved you, and still in 2026 believing that you free, which we're about to get into in a minute. You know, that's what causes these discrepancies.
Right.
You understand? So I got two more brothers. We're gonna move on to the next. He has his hand up first because I want to move on to the next.
Chris, I know you want to move on, but let me get the scripture real quick in the point on Google.
Okay. Turn this into class.
Oh,
no, that's cool. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes, with your gracious.
I know you're trying to get the scripture. All right.
Ecclesiastes 42:14. Better is the churlishness of a man than a courteous woman. A woman, I say, which bringeth shame and reproach. Now, the definition of churlishness, the quality of, it's like churlishness is the quality of being boorish, surely, or deliberately rude and mean-spirited. That's what that sister has on her.
And you know why? And you know why this sister had that type of spirit? It kind of it works into Keziah one scripture he wants to pull as well. The reason this is the fact of the matter is because the Christian church is focused on gaining women.
Right.
You understand? They make everything look nice and purple and loving and, you know, oh so mean and harmonizing with the music, the flowers, the fruit platters and all this nonsense. It's been a long time since I've been in the Christian church. I forgot how they do that. You understand? I'm glad I am in there, but I know that's what they used to do. You understand? They used to have us go play hide and seek, and hide and seek. I remember this. Hide and seek was when I could get free with the sisters.
Catch girl free. Girl.
Yeah. Go hide from the pastor. Mm-hmm. I'm becoming a man at a young age.
Go
ahead.
If I make, we play the last. The last.
Finish it. We'll finish it. Play your scripture.
I had a comment real quick because you said something that I wanted to hit on real fast. It's quick though.
Okay.
So
I said
KKK not Ku Klux Klan. No, you know what? Let's play the video. Yeah, I'll wait.
You bring it out before you read the scripture, and then we wrap it up.
Yep.
It's making sure you understand that when a woman has a vision and a plan for where she want to go in her life, she don't need a man telling her, "Oh no, you don't need to go on."
She can do it in the inside voice.
She don't need to go on.
She can talk in the inside voice.
Yeah, what's wrong with the regular voice?
She can talk in the regular voice.
When a man talk loud, he's confident.
No,
when a woman talk loud,
no.
She's when a woman talk loud, she's just loud.
Yeah, because you know why? Because the women ain't supposed to talk like that.
So can I finish?
You're right.
Fuck both of y'all. If y'all think that I'm up here being some type of way, because I don't need neither one of y'all for shit, and you're not gonna sit up here and talk condescending to me either. Because yes, I am a strong woman. I am a powered woman. And I don't take shit off of no nigga. I don't give a fuck if he my daddy, my brother, my man, or the nigga sitting next to me on stage. I don't give a fuck.
Listen, this is a question that you said.
That's a wrap.
She said, I don't care if you my daddy, my brother,
or my man.
She just don't have respect for men. You know what I'm saying? She one of these women that's not gonna have respect for a man, no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? She don't care. She feel like she is the man. because of the spirit, because of the feminine energy on her. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee
she don't got
you,
no.
I mean, because of the masculine
feminine.
energy on this. Salaki, I meant masculine. But I guarantee you, she up in that church every fucking Sunday.
Right.
Salaki.
If I may, so my comment, and I'm happy Ramwan said play that extra part because it goes perfect with the comment I was gonna have. God is a man of war,
right?
And that war is masculinity, right? And masculinity can't have masculinity in the same room where they're gonna go to war with each other, especially when it comes from a female. Like, you know, in this instance, she's trying to be as masculine as the man is, and what it's becoming is a headbutting contest, right?
Right.
So this is the reason why I say that, you know, women are so foolish to think that you can ever have this clash with men and actually win. Right, because the one thing that the Lord made women that men shouldn't be, but they are in today's time, even though they shouldn't be, they're not naturally this way, is emotional. And anything that you say to them, they're gonna go off the edge. This Ramwan said this earlier. When you get in a fight with a woman, what is the best scenario? That's that man having the knowledge of leaving, because a woman is like a child.
Right.
She's never gonna submit to, okay, you won.
In today's time, you gotta make sure that's
correct.
In today's time, they tell the man just leave and, you know, let it be passive aggressive. That what make that known. As a real man, you don't yield to no bitch.
Right.
If I may,
you don't yield to no woman and all this clamorousness and all this yelling and loud and boisterous. If you a man, you want to be the ruler of your household. You don't just be passive aggressive. Take it at that. Leave the house, because once you leave the house, she won.
Right.
She became the dominator of that household. I'm just letting that be known, because if we say anything other than that, we are not follow the way we need to follow. Your hand don't need to be up. I got you. You understand? That's what I'm saying, because what he's saying is right. But I have to make sure, like, today's time, America and all, you know, therapists and all that will tell you, if she getting like this, just leave the house, go take a break, let her cool down. But that's not how you operate. You understand? You can't just let her punk you like that as a man, and then just expect to just go be hunky dory after the fact. Why? Because it means you're allowing the act. You understand? Most men, they don't have the fortitude to go back to that house. Even if they leave, they don't got the fortitude to go back to the house and hash out the problem, because they don't want to hear the same nonsense they just heard. You understand? If you do leave the house, now, you know, certain circumstances might allow or say that it might be the right move, but at the end of the day, it has to be addressed. You can never just let things be. They call it bygones be bygones.
Right.
That is the most evil thing in the world, because you cannot do that.
Right.
The scriptures say, let thy brother go to thy brother alone, you understand, and hash out the problem. Brother and brother can apply to woman and woman. Brother and brother can apply to brother and wife as well, or brother and woman as well.
Right.
If a woman sister, if anyone offends thee, you understand, you got to hash it out, he and him alone, or them and them alone. A husband and wife is the same thing. You have to talk about the things that the other has offended you in. Right. Regardless, if you flee, you flee. I won't flee. I'm not him to flee. If she wants peace in her house and she's caused the problem, she best leave and come back to me to talk about the problem. I'm gonna be the one in the house. She can go to mom's. I'm not going to my mom's. I'm not a child. You understand? I'm the ruler of this house. I'm not leaving my castle. That's just me. I'm not saying be like me. A lot of people can't be like me. Okay, I ain't gonna say that. Y'all can be like me. You understand? I'm just saying, by design, I just don't.
Right.
I don't let nonsense rule my house. If you got a problem, either take it up with me now, and we talk about like adults. And if you want to get loud, then get the hell out. Your mom will listen to you. Your mom will listen to your loudness. I'm not. You can come to me like a grown adult and hash it out like a grown adult. We're not children in this place.
Right.
At least that's in my house. You know how you guys do y'all, not you guys, you particularly in this podcast. I'm talking about people in the world, how y'all do your marriage, your families, so forth, so such. That's your business. Go ahead. I do want to get off of this.
Okay, we finna get off of it. I just want to recant myself what I was saying. Or not even recant, but at least build on what I said. I wasn't saying to ever leave a woman or nothing like that.
Right.
What I was saying was that if a sister get, you know what I'm saying, to a point where
violent,
where it get physical, then you leave her. I mean, you leave and walk away. And I ain't saying leave her to leave. I'm saying leave and walk away and go somewhere else. Because the reason I'm saying this is I can say one thing I have that a lot of niggas don't have in this school.
Patience.
I have patience. I gained a lot of patience being in this school only because I have a wife also who allowed me to get patience because I could have been gone.
Helped you.
Right.
Helped you. I would say allowed.
Definitely
helped.
I could say help.
I want to say help because, like I said, allow just means.
I don't want to say
That's why
I'll
saying.
say yeah.
Help.
But I'm gonna tell you something.
She put you through some things, maybe.
I just don't want to say like the reason I said you could just leave when that situation, like a physicality situation, come around.
That's what circumstances.
Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I seen brothers get locked up for motherfucking 5 years for straight up.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't even do nothing. He took her off of him because she drunk. She drunk as hell trying to be on something with him. He pushed her off, and then the police come and they lock him up, and he in jail for 5 years.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the only reason why.
No, I get it. Like I said earlier, circumstances. Of course, I'm not gonna say you can't leave. You can. It depends on the circumstance. I'll never get pushed to the point where I want to be violent. Only because we've learned from Commander Johanna, in the Bible and Most High in Christ, to how to actually navigate bad situations. That's the thing that differs us from people in the world, is that we don't let our emotions take control. Right. You understand? And even if we get heated, we understand how to defuse the situation. And unfortunately, when you can't defuse the situation, it becomes a police situation, domestic violence situations, an unaliving situation. And that should never even come to the fact. And that's the point of today's, at least this topic in itself, is that we need to know how to deal with people that are unruly. And unfortunately, in today's 2026 society, women are unruly. I'm not saying men aren't, but women are more unruly than men in today's society. Like, they couldn't even have a calm conversation. Everyone on the podcast or whatever they want to call it, we're talking in a specific manner and respectful and with a calm demeanor. But once they said anything about black women, that's when she wanted to act loud and annoying and yell and say that. Because America and the Christian church, once they started talking about independency, is when they gave women the idea that they can do the same things as men.
Right.
That independent movement is nonsense. Men need women, women need men. We become a whole spectrum. We're a whole spectrum is a terrible analogy because I don't want no gayness up in here. They become a whole unit. I'm sorry. I gotta correct myself. Men and women become a unit. That's why the scripture said Adam and Eve became what they became. Because Adam had a lot of responsibilities on himself. The Lord gave him Eve to alleviate that stress, and they can work as a partnership. You understand? Helpmeet or helpmate. You understand? Men and women work together in the most cohesiveness when they understand their own bounds, their own capabilities, and the place they're set. The scriptures say what? The order and the structure is what? What?
Christ.
Come on.
God, Christ.
Okay, not everyone. This one person. Anyone? Hands up.
Lock it, sir.
Zion.
God, Christ, man, woman, then the children.
Exactly. The Most High is the Most High. Next in the pecking order is Christ.
Right.
You understand? Our Savior. You understand? Or our Deliverer. Next up is man. Mankind. Then it's women. Then it's the children. That's the pecking order of things. Right. And when you realize that true structure, then you'll be able to articulate a correct way of life, a correct way to what's the word? Conduct yourselves. Mm-hmm. You understand? But she don't know that.
You're decorum.
You're right. They don't know how to conduct themselves because America taught independency, and women don't need men and men don't need women. And that's why we get this foolishness. Right. So if, I do want the scripture, but we're taking too much time. I got to bypass the scripture.
Yes, sir.
Bypassing everything else on this conversation. Let's go to the next topic. Let's hit this, Rosh, if you could. And this video is the precursor to the reason that we had the 2-verse videos in the first place. This is why things like this happen, is because there's a lack of what we're about to read or watch.
% of all of the juveniles in the juvenile system come from fatherless homes.
Yeah.
When you look at homelessness, right, we're talking about 60-70% of all homeless teens come from fatherless homes. About 80% of men who rape out of anger come from fatherless homes, right? And so the more that we invest in fathers, the cheaper it is for us to deal with a lot of these social pathologies and issues. What happens psycho-emotionally to a young man who's raised in a home with a single mother, and how that can actually undermine his interest in marriage in the future. So it's not that fathers are as you mentioned, an addendum. Fathers are not, by definition, an attachment. They are crucial to the thriving of children. And if we want healthy families, healthy communities, healthy societies, we really do need to invest in fathers. 70.
What? No. He's saying what he's saying is correct.
No, that was heavy.
You said what? Like he said something wrong.
No, I was saying that was heavy.
Okay, bet. You didn't say what he needs. What he's saying is so right. Is that America has made it, like that whole independency that I was talking about earlier. America has made it seem that it's okay to be a single individual, and we don't need fathers in the household no more.
Right.
You understand? Like, that's why Black women and Hispanic Native Indian women be saying what? I don't need a man. You understand? But at the same time, they want kids. They want to be taken care of.
Right.
They want someone to pay their bills, but then they say they don't need no man. Go on a date. The first thing they do is what? Ask men to pay the bill. Pay the bill, don't they? This is the evilness of America. The reason we played the very first video is because fathers are not in their homes, and fathers are not able to instruct their children anymore, because America has given the woman power over the child,
right?
Power over the man. How so? Because if that woman wants to unalive the child in the abortion clinics, the man has no say. He's got to watch, or not even watch. He's got to hear one day that his child was aborted, unalived, because a white man said, "Oh, it's not a human being until it takes the first breath." Crazy,
right?
You understand? At the same time, when a woman gives birth, guess what? She has all authority to choose who is not there at the birth. She has all authority to name the child.
Right.
After the fact, she has all authority in the world to do what she wants to do, regardless of if they're in a relationship, regardless if they're married. On paper, the paper marriage is irrelevant when it comes down to birth and children. You know that? That's the craziest thing in the world. Imagine saying that you were my wife and you my husband, but when I give birth to this child, you no longer are a factor for my decision making if I'm the woman. Because they can just say, "Oh, well, I gave birth to this. It was my choice. It was my body. I can do this. I can do that." You understand? I can choose if I want you around anymore. But even though when a woman doesn't want the man around anymore, she can make sure to get his money. You can't see your child, but you're still gonna pay for this child. You understand? And that's why the so-called white man is such a bastard he is, because now he's got women believing they don't need men, but so they can get Section 8.
Right.
So they can get welfare, so they can get WIC, so they can get child care, they can get subsidized daycare and stuff like that, as long as the man is not in the house. You understand? So women say, "Well, okay, I see all these benefits, so why is having a man a benefit?" Why would this nigga that's going to work a 9 to 5 at McDonald's, how is he benefiting my life? Because without him, I won't have rent. Without him, I won't have welfare or link or things of this nature or free daycare or subsidized daycare. But if I have this guy, I will never get any of these benefits. A white man has made the benefits more appealing to the women than the man in the house for her and the child, because money has become her ruler. Things that make her life easier without having to do anything for it or submit to anyone for it, in her eyes, makes it the better option.
Right. So, like, if I may, sir,
go ahead, and I got you.
We got to fight as black and Hispanic men. We got black and brown men. We got to fight for everything the white men get for free.
That's right.
They get it for free. So, like, I hope y'all like capture that. Like, we got to fight. Black and Hispanic men got to fight for everything the white men get for free. Our kids, we got to fight for our kids. The white man get them for free. Our women, we got to fight for them. White man get them for free. Everything we ever, our mothers, our fathers, we got to fight for the motherfuckers. Guess who get them for free? They get them for free. Everything we ever do as a black and Hispanic man in this in America, we gotta fight for it. Where everybody else get it for free. This the land of the free, right? It's the only problem is it's freedom for a certain amount of people. Chinese are so good. Look, I just watched a video right now. I watched a bunch of black people get their feet done after this motherfucking case that we just went over two weeks ago. We just went over. It's a bunch of black old women too. It's the older women too.
Always.
And I'm sitting here saying, how could you sit here and get your feet done by some Asians? And okay, it wasn't them Asian, but it was Asian.
Right.
But ask the ones who dropped the bomb on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Do they care what kind of American it was who dropped the bomb? What kind of American did it matter to them? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they dropped a big ass bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. If I'm saying that right, I might be saying it wrong.
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima
is a place that's irrelevant.
And dropped the big ass bomb on there. You think they saying, "Hey, you're a good American," but him, I don't like him. No.
Right.
We so destroyed in our mind. We sit here and look at this video, all the videos that we see. Like, I love the way you just broke that down. When we sit here and look at these videos, the main point about everything is Commander Junior Honda is trying to teach black and brown people how to love themselves more. Like we morally fucked up right now. And I don't want to say the word fucked up.
Too late. You just said
I
twice.
said it already.
Three times.
I don't want to say that word, but I did. But I don't want to, like, we morally messed up because black and brown people love each other more than anybody on this earth. But we've been deceived. So when we call the white man the devil, we call the white man the devil for a reason.
That's right.
They deceived a lot of our people. Now it's up to, of course, all us, Commander Junior Honda, ISUBK, you know what I'm saying, Captain Lamont Yala, who's one of the hardest niggas I know in this world, pause. But I had to say that. I'm bringing it to the new world. But
delete this podcast after this. but what you're saying so heavy over one is that at the end of the day is like every other race of people on this earth, they don't discount the fathers in the home.
Never do.
America makes sure to impose the authority that black man in the home is the problem. You understand? But now we waking up slowly but surely to, because like back in the 60s, we didn't have this problem. 50s and 60s, we were flourishing when the black man was in the home. We didn't have the LGBT community running around. Our kids weren't selling drugs on drugs and stuff like that and beating each other up. and doing all these evil acts upon one another because we had the disciplinary factor in the house, which is the father. Unfortunately, women, sisters, you were not given the type of ability to discipline a child to keep them away from doing things they should not do.
Right.
That's just the fact. That's why, like, when I go home and my wife says to my son, I'm gonna say, don't do this or don't do that, you know, and he don't listen to her. All I gotta do is say, hey, things change in the house. Because unfortunately, children don't respect the authority of their mothers.
Right.
They don't. They will listen. You know, when they will listen, they'll listen to the things that make them feel good. You know, come on, we're going to school, little kids. Put on your clothes. Here's this. Here's a snack. Here's some food. Here's a dinner. Here's some juice. Here's a snack. They'll listen to all the good things. But when it comes down to saying, don't do this and don't do that, they don't listen to mom.
Right.
Mom got to threaten them with a switch or a belt or physical violence. And even if that's the case, they majority of the time don't listen. At least mine don't. Not to the mom. They got to wait until hear dad's bark. You know, they need to hear, hey.
That's right.
That's the fact. And I don't got to say what the hell to do. I just say, hey, the world shakes in their life. The world shakes. Everything changes in their life because the bite and the authority of a man is what gives children the discipline in their lives.
Yeah, right.
And once you take that discipline or that father out their lives, or don't even give them that figure, that's when we have the rainbow community.
Right.
That's when we have boys run around stealing and robbing and on drugs because they've never been told to the degree or given the punishment or authoritative standpoint that they cannot do specific things. And if they do, they're going to suffer because with mom, they've never suffered.
Right.
You know how many videos you watch of young black Hispanic Indian kids biting back against their moms, putting hands on their moms? Try to put your hand on dad. You can't, because dad gonna teach you a different type of lesson. Mom, she's gonna run away and say, please don't. Cops called, now you're in jail for life. Mom gonna rely on the white man's police system to make you obedient. A dad will make sure he uses the wisdom and authority and corrective style to make sure them children go into the right direction. And I'm not saying that all parents do that. A lot of parents don't lead their children in the right direction, not even the fathers. The fathers at least give a little bit of discipline and correction, but they don't correct them the right way.
Right.
Because we've been going to the Christian church for far too long. The Christian church says and tells people you only live once. It doesn't matter what you do. Right. Have fun, do what you want, love everybody, and you're not gonna have to suffer anything. You understand? But then when you go into reality, which is where we live in the UPK, when you go do things, you're going to be held accountable to the things that happen. You understand? When you go into the Bible says what? You reap what you sow.
Right.
You understand? As a parent, as a child, as an authoritative stature, or the person that's supposed to be corrected. No matter what you do on this earth, you are going to be held accountable. Of course, the so-called white man wants to be a disgusting bastard as always and tell you it's karma. I don't know who the hell she is. Sounds like a stripper.
Yeah, right.
You understand? Karma doesn't do nothing. Karma goes and twerks on man's lap for a couple dollar bills. But when you read, you reap what you sow in the eyes of the Lord, that should say something about what you do. Yeah, right. And that should make you think, well, damn, God said I can't smoke. Not only my father said it, but the Most High God in the Bible said it. So maybe I shouldn't smoke. Or maybe I shouldn't eat that shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. Maybe I shouldn't be a homosexual with the LGBTQ community. You understand? Because there are repercussions that are going to come into my life if I do this. You're going to get AIDS. You're going to get cancer. You understand? You're going to get unalived in the streets by gang violence or end up in prison because you did something foolish and against the Most High. You understand? Women don't teach consequence. Men teach consequence. Yeah, right. And only the men that follow the Most High know how to lead in the example of not going into this consequence because you didn't do nothing wrong. We are blameless in the ISUPK.
thanks to the mercy of the Most High in Christ and commanding Johnny Hunter, we don't got to suffer these types of afflictions. Why? Because we were corrected when we were wrong. And we understood that correction, and we don't make those mistakes because we do not want to suffer the consequence. That's as easy as it gets. And if you don't understand it, then maybe you deserve to be punished because you just a disobedient child that likes to take the risk.
Good night. Most High in Christ. Give it up. Just lock it. A little bit. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ. I just, just to piggyback off what you were saying. And this why we call the white man the devil the Bible speaks of. Because it's fun. Because everything all the points you just hit on, the white man knew without the father in the crib, in the house, that all these things will happen. He knew that without the father in the house and then putting men on the streets, everybody oppressed and angry, he knew that'll start gangs. And he knew why everybody mad, they'll start murdering each other. You know what I'm saying? He knew he could fill his prison systems up like that. You know what I'm saying?
Same way he playing parenthood, he playing fatherhood.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He knew without the man in the crib, the woman wasn't gonna be able to do nothing with the children. Right. He knew he'll be able to control the children as well. You know what I'm saying? He could put his LGBTQ agenda on the crib because the man out there to tell him, nigga, my kid ain't. You know what I'm saying? I done told my girls and daughter, I'm a man of 10 children. I done told my youngest was 8 years old, Matuzalum. I done told if you ever bring a man anywhere near me, I'm gonna smack the dog shit out you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, but I meant that. You feel me? Don't call yourself my son. You don't have a daddy at this point in time. And I said the same things with my girls. You tell me you try to bring another woman, I'll spit in your damn face.
Now, what you saying? Like, when you say what you're saying is heavy in the part of when the child disobeys the parent, that or specifically the father, that's when the father or the parent needs to be very strict on that child. And if they keep disobeying you, they get cut off. How do we know that's the proper way to do it? Because the Lord used to cut off Israel, blacks and Native Indians, away from him. That's why we're trying so hard to get back close to his grace, right back close to what he does, and who he is. Because we've been such a disobedient child, we've separated ourselves from our father. And when we separate from ourselves or from our father, we start falling ill to all the things that are going on to the earth. We fall into the wickedness of the homosexuality movement. We fall into the weakness of cancer and AIDS and disgustingness, things that happen, all because we don't listen to God. Right. The Christian church has told us this: we don't got to follow God's laws no more. That's a problem. When you go read into this Bible, the Lord says, if you follow my laws, statutes, commandments, all these blessings will come upon you. But if you don't follow my commandments, you will be cursed in all these ways. Right. We've been cursed in America for far too long. Right. You understand? And anyone with any common sense and any type of life sustainability, they need to understand that following the Lord's laws is the only way we can survive here in America and across the globe. You understand? So, Raj, let's hit the next one. If we could, I believe it's the article. You understand? Go ahead, Ramon. You want to break down what we're about to go into?
Yeah.
4. No, we should be at number 4. The article.
Yeah, we should be at number 4.
No. On his, yeah. I'm saying, but you are the one that usually can bring out the topic. So
no, it's because it's a.
I'm saying, you bring him out. He read it.
Okay. This the topic of Abraham Lincoln. Salakia, sir.
You're right.
This the topic of Abraham Lincoln article, not freeing slaves.
All right.
Yep. This is the quote that comes from Abraham Lincoln's public letter to the New York Tribune editor Horace Greeley, written on August 22nd, 1862.
If I may, do you want to give a breakdown of what it's going to talk about before you read it?
Yeah, of course, Today we celebrating Juneteenth. This is kind of a breakdown of the letter that was sent, and it was actually sent on the same day of it was drafted on the same day of the Emancipation Proclamation.
Right.
That it pretty much goes over that Abraham Lincoln really didn't care for freeing the slaves. What he really wanted to do was unify the North and the South.
So this is piggyback before we go in. So anyone that didn't understand, because I want to use a big elaborate words, is he's an intellectual type of fella.
I appreciate that. You don't give a lot of compliments, so thank
I'll
you.
take it back later on.
That wasn't a compliment.
I said he was intellectual.
That was just
crazy work. But at the end of the day, you understand, this article is about to go show you that we celebrating Juneteenth in 2026, acting as if we were free and giving homage to Abraham Lincoln because he wanted to free the slaves or whatever the case may be. But there's articulate, undisputable evidence that Abraham Lincoln didn't give two F's about freeing the slaves. He did it only to make sure his movement actually happened. And
this was
not the time frame, but with and it just happened to be so. The only way for him to make his movement happen was us becoming so-called free. You understand? We celebrating Juneteenth and honoring Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln didn't give a damn about the slaves' freedom. He gave a damn about joining the Union, the North and the South.
Yep.
And we're about to show that to you, that Abraham Lincoln did not love the slaves and want to free the slaves. Go ahead.
Yep, Khan. This was from the New York Tribune. This was in August 22nd of 1862. The full quote of Lincoln: "My paramount object in the struggle is to save the Union, and is not either to save or destroy slavery. If I could save the Union without freeing any slave,
if
I could save the Union without freeing any slave."
This is Abraham Lincoln's words. If he can free the Union without freeing any slave, go ahead.
Ooh, that's heavy.
I would do it.
He would do it, meaning that the only option he had was to free you. You understand? He just wanted to free the Union. You understand? But at the end of the day, the only way to free the Union was, unfortunately for him, to so-called free the slaves out of the physical bondage they were in. Please read.
Slock it. And if I could save it by freeing all the slaves, I would do it.
Go ahead.
And if I could save it by freeing some and leaving others alone, I would also do that.
Meaning he's saying that either way, no matter how type of way, form, or fashion, as long as he can get his argument across and accepted for the Union, it didn't matter the circumstances for the slaves. They could have been fully still in captivity. They could have been partially free. They could have been all free. He didn't give a damn.
Right.
He wanted to make his motion for the Union become reality. But unfortunately for him and white society, he had to let us go out of the chains because of whatever type of politics had to happen. They happened in that way. You understand? So he don't act as if Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves out of his own violation or out of his love for blacks, Hispanics, and Indians. He freed y'all because it was a necessary factor for the movement he was fighting for. If in the paperwork or the contract or the political movements, I got you, he would have done it while keeping you in bondage. But unfortunately, because I don't know who knows politics, when you go to politics, it's all about what's written down in previous contracts or previous conversations. And things happen by a flip of a page, and they have to go in that manner because it's a letter of the law. The letter of the law has to go in a certain format to keep it as structured as it is. And when they put us in captivity, in the letter of the law, it said one thing. So for Abraham Lincoln to get it to what he wanted it to be, it had to, unfortunately for white society, let the free slaves go free for Abraham's union to happen according to the letter of the law. You understand? It wasn't because he loved you so much and just saw your afflictions and wanted to free you from your burdens. He wanted to make sure the Union, white society, had a specific thing. And in the same aspect, it just happened to, because of white people's law and contracts, that to do this one act, you got out of the yokes and the chains on your necks and your wrists. It wasn't because he wanted to do it himself. It just happened to be the case. It's like a butterfly effect. You understand? A butterfly effect is I do one thing and it just happens to do something else in the same time, at the same time.
Right.
The same run. Didn't mean I was fighting for it. It just was a causality to the thing I had to do. You got free, so-called free, because Abraham Lincoln had a mind to do one thing, and you were just a causality or a butterfly effect to the matter, not the main focal point.
It's like there's more on here. If you
run one.
Keep it brief.
No, I'll let him go first.
Go ahead.
Kind. Lincoln was responding to the editorial by Greeley. Greeley was the guy who did the editorial for the New York Tribune, that criticized him for not taking a stricter stance against slavery. At the time, Lincoln was trying to maintain broad Northern support.
Say that again.
Yes,
you got to.
Start from the top.
No, just what you just started. Where you started just now.
Respond. Greeley that criticized him for not taking a stricter stance against slavery. At the time, Lincoln was trying to maintain broad Northern support, including preserving the loyalty of the border slave states while navigating strict constitutional constraints.
You understand? So what this is saying, breaking it down, is that Abraham Lincoln actually really fought to keep the South and their slave rights intact while they did the movement that he was trying to make. You know, he didn't want to step on their authority to be captivating or captive owners. He didn't want to step on their feet. He was just trying to get his movement across without having to do that. And Greeley, his advisor, whatever the case may be, tried to help the matter go that way. But because of how the Constitution was written and all the laws and bylaws were written, it happened to be they couldn't do it the way they wanted to with getting the same results that they were fighting for. Right. So overall, they fought for what they were fighting for and said, I don't care about the repercussions. Repercussions was your freedom.
They ain't care about the reproductions either. Bro.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, they didn't care, but they would rather have done it without freeing the slaves, is what they're saying. They just tried. They tried not to free you, or so. I'm gonna keep saying so-called free you because you ain't free right now in 2026. Right. But they tried not to free you, but because of how the white man's doctorates and constitutions and laws and bylaws and contracts work, and the only way that they were able to make that happen was to make it so you ended up so-called out of your yokes of iron. You understand? Your servitude was lessened because of Abraham Lincoln's what's the word I'm looking for? Agenda. Perfect. So go ahead. I want to move on.
The only reason I want to bring this out is because we talked about Juneteenth. And Juneteenth was what? The Emancipation Proclamation.
Technically.
I just want to bring this part of it out. Crucially, Lincoln wrote this letter when the draft of the Emancipation Proclamation was already sitting on his desk drawer.
So he already had the Emancipation Proclamation, but at the same time, he was trying not to free you. You understand? He was really trying to fight against your so-called freedom, but he made sure that he was fighting for the South's right to keep you as slaves. You understand? The same document for the Emancipation Proclamation and his movement, or whatever the case may be, was on the table at the exact same time. But he chose one over the other. And he wanted to make sure his agenda followed through. Because without his agenda following through, his presidency and his authoritativeness was not important enough. Or was the important matter for the factor. You understand?
Right.
So is there any more on that? I would like to move on. If you,
No,
all right,
we can move
let's
on.
grab the video, Raash, if you could. Now, of course, we're speaking about Juneteenth. We in Juneteenth 2026 right now, believing that we're so-called free and we're flying flat. What flag we flying? What flag we flying? Do we fly a flag for Juneteenth?
Not the African flag.
We fly the African flag. We fly a flag.
I thought it was the African flag.
I know Brazil fly, like Puerto Ricans fly Puerto Rico flag and all that. Talking. Oh, you gotta be dismissed. You be dismissed. But at the end of the day, you understand, every other nation or whatever the case flies a flag or whatever for their so-called freedom. Do we fly one? I don't celebrate Juneteenth.
I think it's the African flag.
They fly with a Nigerian flag.
I've seen. Yeah.
You understand? All I know is that we in 2026 talking about freedom and this, freedom that, Juneteenth this, Juneteenth that. We're just so lame as hell. Like, if you free, where is your land at? If you free, where is your community at? Because I know black people don't want to claim the ghetto. We don't want to claim the west side and south side of every metropolis in the United States of America, do we, Mopasa? Hell no, we don't. So then what do we claim? What do we claim? We ain't claiming nothing. And this is what we about to talk about real quick. This is what y'all talking about, us being free. It's just more civilized in 2026.
Negro leaders from the north invaded the town and staged a massive voter registration campaign against the blank walls of white supremacy and opponents like Sheriff Jim Clark.
Well, just a minute here. Do you mean by this document, Sheriff, that you're saying that you break Judge Thomas's order?
What is your name?
My name is C.T. Vivian.
We ask, O Lord, your blessings upon us and your safekeeping of us as we go into jails that have misused us, as we go into jails where men have been beaten, where the waters has been placed upon floors where there has been no heat. Keep us, Lord, as we go. Keep us from illness. Keep us from the brutality of this official. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Is what I'm saying true? Yeah. Is it what you think and what you believe? Yeah. What you're really trying to do is intimidate these people by making them stand in the race, keep them from registering to vote. And this is the kind of violation of the Constitution, the violation of the court order, the violation of decent citizenship. You can turn your back on me, but you cannot turn your back upon the idea of justice. You can turn your back now and you can keep the club in your hand, but you cannot beat down.
So what we're getting from this video right now is apparently when after Abraham Lincoln so-called freed the slaves, did white America give a damn? No, they did not. What white America did is they fought against everything that it came to be about black people and white people being one in the nation of the USA. You understand? Whatever we doing, it's not what 1965, right, Raj? 1965, we were fighting for more rights. But if we were free, so-called free, after Abraham Lincoln, why did we not get those rights right then and there? You understand? If we became free men, why did we still have to fight for rights? Because no matter what we did, we were still seen in America as less than a man. In the Constitution, we're black people, Hispanic, Native Indians, we 3/5 a man.
Right.
You understand? That's today. You understand? That's why black voters or black people had to go and fight for individual rights. You understand? The civil rights leaders were complete failures.
Right.
Martin Luther King was a traitor to his race because all he wanted to do was have sex with white women. You understand? That's why we gave him the greatest name for a traitor to love white women ever, Orgy Mike, because that's what he did. Orgy Mike was having orgies with white women when he was going around having them protests about joining little black boys and little white girls. Have you realized the words that he used? Little black boys and little white girls? Because ever since he was a little black boy, he wanted a little white girl. You understand? Martin Luther King was a traitor. And he realized that at the end before his untimely death, You understand? Unalivened. He realized the mistake he made. That's why he said out of his own mouth, I feel like I led my people into a burning house. That, and it's so scripturally accurate because that burning house is America.
Right.
You understand? When the Bible talks about the eternal hell and the fire and all that, it's talking about the last days on this earth before Jesus Christ himself comes back and retakes and claims the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. When we get taken up out of this hellhole we've been living in, and we get saved from the untimely demise, you understand, that's coming and plaguing this place called America.
That's right.
Nuclear bombs and warfare is coming to America. No matter how much you pray and think that the Middle East is going to calm down, the Iran and Israel is going to calm down from their war and all that, it's not gonna cease. It's not gonna become a ceasefire, and they're gonna become peace and treaties and all this nonsense. It's going into a third world war that you've never seen before on this earth. Right. No destruction will hit this planet Earth greater than the Third World War. That's right. You understand? Because this place is gonna become so desolate, nothing ever grows again. And that's to show the Lord's might. To show that all the prayers of the dead Israelites, all the work of the prophets of old, and all the things that we fought for damn near 2,000 years since Christ walked this earth will finally be established on this planet. But none of this is going to happen unless we start following the Lord. Right. Unless we start understanding, obeying the nigga God that exists in this planet. Putting black fathers back in the homes, making sure our daughters start being Glorilla, Cardi B, and Nicki Minaj. You understand? Where we make sure men become men again and not join the LGBTQ community. It's time to be a nation again.
Right.
Because the white man has dumbed us down, beat us out, and done all these evil atrocities to us. But we need each other in these last days.
Right.
You understand? The white man doesn't want you. We fought so hard to join the white man societies, and he didn't want us in the first place.
Right.
We talking about join, integration. At the same time, they saying segregation. Right. You understand? But the peon white people that hate black people so much, they had to accept the orders of their rulers.
That's right.
You understand? The upper class so-called white people, they decide what happens in America, and the rest of the racist peons that live in this place, they just had to submit to that decision. That didn't qualm or hide their racism. Their racism was never held. Their racism was never squandered or squashed. Their racism has just been more subtle. Because now they had to be joined with the Negroes they didn't want to join. That's right. With the Spics they didn't want to join. Right. You understand? With the savages they didn't want to join. But we want to love them so much because why the hell we want to love white people so much? Like, you think in America in 2026, black people, Hispanics, Native Indians will realize that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And realize through history, got you, that we have never been able to join with this race of people. And not only them, the Africans we've never been able to join hand in hand with. The Chinese, Japanese, and Arabs, we've never been able to join hand in hand with and be successful at our own standard. We had to conform to their way of belief. We had to conform to their way of thinking. We had to submit to them to get whatever crumbs they allowed us to have. Why can't we as blacks, Hispanics, and Indians be on the same level that they are as a nation and race of people?
Right.
Because they have all taken crafty counsel against us. They've all decided that the Israelites don't deserve to have any authority on this earth, because once they do, then they'll have to submit. Then they'll have to obey the nigga God in that Bible. That they'll not be able to eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster no more. That they can't be gay. That they can't do all these disgusting things that they do. That's why they keep us down, because once we rise, they fall.
Right.
And no race of people wants to fall. But we're the only race of people that accepts being on the bottom. And that's all because of Christianity, and God loves everybody.
Kind of a con, sir. Most High in Christ, because like just to piggyback off what you said, because it was so heavy, and you were saying like out of the white man's history, how could you still look at them as like these superior people? How could you still want to join in them? And the answer to that question is the image of white Jesus.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at that image of white Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And believe in your mind and in your heart that Jesus descended from the race of Esau, which is white people. You know what I'm saying?
Keep going.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you believe that Jesus descended in your heart from these people, you know what I'm saying? You look at other white people, even though they not Jesus, but they can do no wrong. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's no matter what they do, 400 years of slavery, hella lynchings, hella, gator kids and gator baby. It's nothing these people could do wrong to us, because when you look at this image of white Jesus, this is your savior. Right. You gotta allow whatever these people do to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta allow and accept it so you can one day go to heaven when you die.
Like what you saying, when the white man, because the white man gave you the opportunity to live on this earth, you got to keep obeying him. That's the end all be all in Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit topic 6, Raj. We can play the video, but which
Luther King subsidizes Reverend Martin Luther King so that Reverend Martin Luther King can continue to teach the Negroes to be defenseless. That's what you mean by nonviolent. Be defenseless. Be defenseless in the face of one of the most cruel beasts that has ever taken the people into captivity. That's just the American
Pause that right there. I'm sorry. I was going to let it rock, but this brother saying something so heavy is that Martin Luther King, what he did by telling us to join our enemies and join in integration, he made us become defenseless. You understand? We don't have anything to stand on. We don't got to, well, at the time, we didn't have a military force. Right now, we have a military force because of ISUPK. But other than that, we didn't have a military force back then. When Martin Luther King and doing what he's doing, we didn't have a people that fought for us to that degree. You understand? And then it's even crazy. The brother understands. And not only the brother was back in the day before all this integration nonsense, black people knew who the hell the enemy was. Yeah, right. You understand? And that's the problem. We don't understand because we too busy going and shopping at their stores and we working with them and we married now to them and all that type of thing because of integration. We forgot who the real enemy was, right? Who the real beast was, like the brother just said. You understand? That brought us into the most worst captivity to ever exist. Right. Captivities have happened all across the globe. You understand? All throughout time. But why is this the worst captivity? Because this is the only captivity that stripped a race of people from who they were. And because they took a nationality away from an individual sect, which is the Black Native Indians, from being real Israelites, that's why it's the worst. We were captives in Rome, in Greece, in Egypt, in Babylon, and all these different types of places. But at least then we knew we were Israelites the entire time. You understand? But in America, they decided to go a step further. They decided to take away our nationality and give it to another one of their tribes. And one of their other tribes is the so-called Jewish man. You understand what they call themselves, the Khazarians or whatever. They got so many different types of sects over there, but I believe it's the Khazarians that they believe that they're us now because that's how far they went with that captivity. They wiped out our race and our identity. Our identity is the most important thing in the world. Why? Because your identity is important in the Bible, and that Bible says you're the most precious people on the face of the earth, according to the Most High. You understand? And that's what they did. Raj, please keep going.
It's like if I may real quick, and they know they can destroy you if you don't have your
identity.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Go ahead, Raj.
But the goal of Dr. King is full equality and full rights of citizenship for Negroes.
The goal of Dr. Martin Luther King is to give Negroes a chance to sit in a segregated restaurant beside the same white man who had brutalized them for 400 years. The goal of Dr. Martin Luther King is to get Negroes to forgive the people who have brutalized them for 400 years by lulling them to sleep and making them forgetting what those whites have done to them. But the masses of black people in America today don't go for what Martin Luther King is putting down. As you said in one of your articles, it's psychologically insecure, something of that sort. I forget how you put it. But you didn't endorse what Martin Luther King was doing yourself.
I do not reject his goals of full integration and full equality rights for American citizens. Do you reject these goals?
If you don't think that he's walking on the right road, I'm quite sure you don't agree that he'll get to the right place.
This clip comes from...
Man, I'm telling you that this brother has some wisdom. You understand? He realized that Martin Luther King was a prop for the so-called white man.
Right.
Yeah, he was an implant to make sure to guide blacks and so-called black people into a worser state than we were beforehand. You understand? Because this is after Black Wall Street. You understand? This brother was probably about 30, maybe 30 so years old. So he knew that Black Wall Street was a successful place. He knew that all these things were better when we were segregated. And so he saw Martin Luther King's dream and all this nonsense of integration, the civil rights movement, as a complete farce and a hoax to trick black people into believing and trusting in the enemy that was our enemy for 300 years at the time. Like white people were our, go ahead, I got you. White people were our enemy for 300 odd years. And then just at a flip of a script on a dime, because one man eradicated all the atrocities that they did to us. And now we're just friends.
Right.
Now we're just the same nation of people in the same roof, in the same house. Foolishness. Go ahead.
No, I just had a question to ask. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Malcolm X sit in a few UPK classes before? If I'm not mistaken, I'm not.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
I'm right.
You're right.
Okay.
I think before he converged, he did have a couple classes.
I believe like on his I double check. You understand?
I won't put it out there though.
Yeah, I double check, but at the end of the day, I believe you not wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't want to give the time frame. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know the time frame per se on my own behalf, but it had, of course, obviously before he perished, but it was around the times of his conversion to Islam. If I had to say, but we could just double check. Don't take my word at it. Right now, I'd rather just get the complete breakdown for the people that were actually around in that time.
Right.
You understand? So with that, that sounds like that.
I want to say something, if I may, just real quick on the one they just did. Like Malcolm X made a good point. Not saying he didn't, you know what I'm saying, but another thing is it shows how then in the 70s, in the 60s and 70s, how much we're against each other. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to say like Malcolm X made a good point against Martin Luther King, because it really shouldn't have been that. It really should be, we should be on the same accord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why shouldn't Malcolm and Martin? Just think about this. Like, if the compassion from Malcolm had the same fire from if the compassion from Martin had the same compassion as Malcolm, like you would have Commander Jimmy Yohana.
The reason that these brothers couldn't be on the same accord because they didn't know what they were doing in the first place.
Right.
Martin was trying to be pro-black at the same time loving white people.
Yeah.
Malcolm couldn't be pro-black because he ended up trying to join the Islam. You understand? Neither of them had a just or a strong foundation to justify anything when it came down to black people. You can't be in Islam and love black people. You can't be in the Christian church and love white people at the same time of loving black people. You want to know why? Because Christianity is white supremacy. Right. Islam is Arab supremacy. Buddhism is Chinese or Japanese supremacy. Okay. You understand? Amun Ra or whatever is African, Egyptology is African worship. You understand? That's what these are. You can't be in any of these different sects and love blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, because all of them have been taught to suppress and oppress the real Israelites, which are our people, Southern and Northern tribes. You understand? You cannot be in a religion and love black people. Hispanic or Native Indian people. You have to separate yourself from all the religions, from all the politics and all the integrations. It's time to be separatists.
Right.
Separatism is in the Bible everywhere. The Bible says in so many verses across the Bible, you understand that the Most High placed different races of people in different lands and gave them different borders. Their borders are to keep them apart. You understand that moving here, moving there, so we can all be in the same location is a farce.
Right.
It's against the Most High. That's the same way Babylon was. We all came together as races and love and all this nonsense. The Lord destroyed it. You understand? That's why he destroyed it, because there was too much intermingling of races of people.
Right.
And when you intermingle people, you intermingle gods. And when you intermingle gods, blacks and Hispanics separate themselves from the true God that exists, the God of the niggas.
Damn right.
You understand? And when that happens, we fall weak. We get oppressed. We suffer and die. That's why we cannot keep integrating with these people. I'm not saying we can't do business. If we all in our borders and whatever in our own lands, that's fine. Right. You got good rice over here, I'll give you some oil. You got some good corn over here, I'll give you some, I don't know, flour, whatever the hell you got. That's fine. Visiting here, visiting there, cool, fine, dandy. But once we start believing we all can just live in the same community and share beliefs and love and all that nonsense, that's when we start to go off. And when we go off, Israel gets punished for it.
Yeah, right.
We go into chains.
Yeah, right.
We go into bondage. We go into reservations, concentration camps, ghettos, barrios, and get called different types of bywords and proverbs. That's why we go through this, because we're so peaceable and loving. We want to give that to everybody. But that's the problem. That's the problem. That love and that peaceableness that we have needs to be only for us.
That's right.
White people got they love by white people. Arabs got it by Arabs. Chinese and Japanese and Japanese and Africans. Where's the black on black love? Right. Where is that selfishness for your people? Because all the other races got it. You know, they fight for their race as a nation. We try to give a little bit to everybody else and then say, I love black people.
Right.
It's time to be selfish. We've always been Jesus Christ was selfish with race.
That's right.
You understand? Jesus Christ said, I'm only sent unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. Jesus Christ was only a lover of blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians.
Yeah, right.
He was only for his people. He didn't give a damn what happens to the rest of the people, because the Lord didn't give a damn what happens to the rest of the people. That's what needs to change on this earth. Black people, be selfish with your love.
Right.
Hispanics and Native Indians, be selfish with your love. And that love needs to be all between us three. You understand? Because us three become one nation, and that's the nation of Israel. You understand? And I don't want to mean, I'm only saying three because the white man divided us into three parts. Really, it should just be the stick of Judah and the stick of Israel. You understand? That's what I mean. It's really just two parts. I'm saying three because the white man divided us into what, 12? Yeah. That's why it says the lost 12 sheep, ain't it? Lost 12 tribes. So with that, I'm gonna pass it over to Kazan. Want you have any announcements?
Yes, sir. Join us. We'll be in Cleveland this weekend, man, on June 20th.
Yeah, right.
We'll be we doing camp, if I'm not mistaken. We're doing camp out there in Cleveland, man. It's gonna be amazing. Chicago is joining with the Cleveland, Ohio team, and we're gonna rock it out. After that, we got the Nashville cookout that's coming from July 2nd to July 5th. They're gonna rock it out real heavy. And of course, you already know we have to bring up what's coming up for Chicago and the Midwest, right? We got the Midwest Fire Weekend that's going to be from July 30th to August 2nd.
That's right.
You understand? We're going to kick it off with the Round Table of Truth. That's going to be on that Thursday, July 30th. Of course, it's going to be a breakfast and brunch, if I'm not mistaken, with mimosas and everything like that. Come down there and check us out. Other than that, Round Table of Truth every week. We're going to be here at 8 p.m. on Friday. Join us.
Man. Yes, and make sure to go show the brothers out there in Cleveland and sisters in Cleveland to support. We'll be out there if you want to see us. So we'll make sure to post a specific camp spot we're going to be at, as well as when you make sure to go show those brothers in Nashville and get in the stands to support, because they, we do this for all Israel. We do this for y'all brothers and sisters out there on this earth. Make sure to support them. We will be out there. You understand? We got the list. We're going to go out there and be the foremost lovers and of Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians on this earth. In the Midwest Fire Weekend, y'all know how we do.
That's right.
Y'all know how we do. It's going to be a beautiful thing. It's an event you don't want to miss. Make sure to go to Facebook, reserve your hotels. The hotels need to be reserved by, I believe, July 3rd.
Yeah, July 3rd.
July 3rd. If you want a hotel room, July 3rd is when the reservations end. You understand? If you miss that, I pray for you. You understand? If you want to be a vendor at the Midwest Fire Weekend cookout itself, make sure to give Officer Mayad a call. Go to it or go to his Facebook. You understand? Hit him up if you want to sell your merchandise. You understand, and promote your businesses. We definitely want to see you there and everything like that. And lastly but not least, just make sure to join. You understand? Commanaging and Hana's town hall meeting on that Friday. That's really the heaviest hitter over the weekend. You understand? 7 to 9, you'll find it. Just make sure to tune into that. If you can make it physically, that's gonna be the best thing you ever did in your life.
I got the vendor's number too, if you want me to, for Mayad.
Yeah, please put the vendor's number out there.
For Officer Mayad, if you want to be a vendor for the Fire Weekend, it'll be 773-698-3365. 773-698-3365.
Yeah, so you'll get all the information you need to decide if you want to do it or whatever the case may be. You understand? I hope you do, and I can't wait to see y'all there.
Damn right.
Next up, give Kazai one hand. Then to my left, we got Officer 5000 Rumwan. Anything to say?
Yeah, just make sure y'all pay y'all tithes. You know what I'm saying? That's what drives this truth. Of course, I know Officer Captain Salakia, Captain a 10,000 yard Don ain't here today, but I am the second in command for that. So make sure y'all tune in and make sure if y'all want anything that y'all see on this on the podcast, y'all make sure y'all going to diversityball.com. You know what I'm saying? Get all the apparel. Real Nigga University is one of the hottest. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's one of the hottest, you know what I'm saying, things out here in this truth right now and in the world. This niggas in the world, you know what I'm saying, that love the, you know what I'm saying, Real Nigga University. So make sure y'all tune in for that. Also, every single Friday at 8:30 p.m., we had the greatest podcast that in Chicago. Yeah, right. It ain't a podcast in Chicago that's better than this. It's the Round Table of Truth. You know what I'm saying? Captain Mawa Quad has built something that's so great, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all tune into that too as well. And you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all I got.
Next, I got to the far right, Officer 1000 Mariah Allah. Anything to say?
Kamikaze, if I could. So every Saturday, y'all know we have our Sabbath service, you know what I'm saying, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You know what I'm saying? If we have camp, it's from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So coming to you soon, we will have steak and eggs, you know what I'm saying? I'm making my brother, Officer 1000 Mapadaza, come in and cook some breakfast, you know what I'm saying? The best cook in the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? If not on the planet. So once again, the Christian church doesn't teach you about your true nationality. So, true culture. Sunday is not the Lord's day. Give it us Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. If not, 10 to 12. If you're not coming to the Sabbath service, you know what I'm saying? You got the slave, meet us downtown where we have our camp at 401 North Michigan Avenue. But that's it.
Then we got our officer from my far left, Officer 1000 Mapataza. Anything?
Kind if I could, sir. You know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday, tune into the Round Table True follow-up edition as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Officer 1000 Ashaya and myself, we hold down a follow-up edition. You know what I'm saying? And we also accepting topics that our viewers would like for us to go over as well, just long as it is worthy, you know what I'm saying, of being went over. You know, as long as it is an issue that plagues the Black and brown community, we will go over it. You know what I'm saying? And we'll speak on that as well. Long as it is worthy of being spoken on. You know what I'm saying? Pay your ties to the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? The only real true men of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Stop giving y'all money to these Christian churches. And y'all seeing what they doing with it. These niggas riding Bentleys and all type of stuff off y'all backs. You know what I'm saying? Give it to the men who actually out here putting in the work. You can see us out here feeding and clothing communities all over the United States. You know what I'm saying? With that idea.
Man. And last but not least, Officer 1000 Raj Karab. Do you want to say anything? Or are you twat? You know what I'm saying? Bro, make this brother, handle down the ones and twos all by himself tonight. Usually he has a team of 2 or 3. You get this day, and it just goes to show why he's one of the most exalted media men we have in the Israelite School UPK. You understand? I am captain of 10,000 Amakiala in the place of captain of 13,000 Mao Quad for the round table of truth under Commander General Hana, the Most High and Christ. You understand? So we'll catch y'all next time, Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.